Wow, I realized I had the ending screen by accident instead of the starting screen. Hello. Oh my god. I don't know if the chat thing is gonna work, by the way, since I started it like really abruptly, but don't even worry about it. I'm watching it. I can see it. Dun, 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 dun. Ayo, Gabby. Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I tried. I really tried. I don't know. I got like upset because like it wasn't loading in. Like last stream is like what is it? The Pirate Joe Massacre. It wasn't loading some of the keys in, and I didn't know if what is it? If I could like do a proper run of it. Hi, I can't watch this yet because I'm in the car coming back from my first vaccine, but I will gonna go. I had the key. You took the key, Gabby took the key. No, don't worry, names are hard. I hope to see you soon when you get home. Get some rest because after the first dose, I was so sleepy. I was absolutely super sleepy. So get some rest. I know it won't hit it immediately, but it'll hit. It'll hit. I promise, fam. Dun 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 dun. 185. Nice. Okay. Oh my god. But yeah, they're giving out free ice cream to folks who got it. Is that why you got it? For the free ice cream? And so my chicken is cute and tiny little. Let's go. Let's go, bro. I want ice cream now. Man, now I want ice cream, bro. So I'm gonna finish Our Life today. I have 2 DLCs and then the last part of Our Life. This was unplanned. This was not planned at all. So I'm gonna go with it. Whatever, you know the spiel. You know the spiel. Bro, I do a lot of things for ice cream. I'm gonna eat, so hold on, BRB. Now you guys want me. Now I'm gonna try and get some ice cream, bro. Oh my god. No, it's because we need to go on a road trip to visit my grandma. We weren't allowed to visit until we were vaccinated. Ah! That makes sense. That makes sense. Man. Ice cream sounds good right now, nonetheless, though. Ah! But the ice cream was a pleasant surprise. Nah, it's all good. Don't worry about it. Make sure to stretch and drink some Wawa. It's been a bit. It's been like so hard. I can't believe I attempted it. I attempted Power Joe Massacre. It is pretty hard compared to Nun Massacre. Now that I'm thinking about it, I thought it was just like. I thought nah, but no, it was. It really was. Okay. Let me open up Our Life then. Boom, boom, boom. This was unexpected. So my friend told me I should like react to like if Cove, like if I waited for Cove's confession. But since it's like since this was you know, all of a sudden, I may or may not. I don't know. I kind of want to, but at the same time, maybe I'll save it for myself. You never know. Ah, God! Oh, never mind, I guess. Let me see. Oopsies. There you go. Now you can see the monitor. There you go. I thought it got stuck. Okay. We got 2. I want Mincy stickers. I get salty at the doctors because I'm too old to get stickers and I get vaccinated. I got a sticker. No, well, I didn't get a sticker. My mom got a sticker instead of me, and I was like, why? I want a sticker. Why does she get one and I don't? Okay. Check it out. I got boating and happiness. Maybe I should take my contacts out. Nah, whatever. I'll let my contacts dry inside my eyes. Whatever. The price for pain. Let's go. Where's my mouse? Oh, there you are. Okay. Yeah. I guess just relax. If you want to, I don't know, relax. Get something. Draw something. Drink some coffee. Do some homework. You can hear me, like, talk. Whatever. Boating. Bop. Ah, geez. Yeah, maybe I should get my glasses. You perched at the kitchen island. Island. Wheeling away at the minutes your sisters joined you downstairs. There's quite an adventure planned today. Lee was coming. Oh, damn, I forgot about Lee. Lee was coming down near the Sunset Bird area as part of what she called a little trip. Apparently, she thought how nice it would be to go on a private boat trip. Ooh, a private boat. Lee got a private boat this summer to celebrate graduation and everything. What might have been an idle dream for most people turned into reality in Lee's hands. You'd been invited to go along for the ride by your best cousin. It's kind of insane she could make that happen, for real. Me, who's literally drawing right now. Dude, in my gut, I was like, I feel like Gammy's drawing right now. That's why I said it. I just telepathy, bro. Oh my god. You knew renting a boat was possible, of course. You did live by the beach after all, and these things got advertised, but you also knew it was expensive. For Lee, the cost was no objection. She wanted to share the experience. Why? I knew it. I don't know. I just knew it. You weren't the one who was heading out at the trip. Liz was coming, of course. Your moms had been invited, but hadn't been able to find time to squeeze it in. And so the trip would involve the kids of the family, a term that had stuck despite all three of you being adults now. Mom would have joked about cramping your style, what? But there was apparently plenty of room on the ship. Lee had been more than happy for you and Liz to bring other friends along if you wanted. But the trip out to Sunset Bird, then even further out to nowhere, Lee and the boat just wasn't feasible for most people. Not many folks lived close by. There was naturally one person around who would always be there for the ride. Cove! I was wondering if Cove was coming, because they said that kids, and I thought it just meant family, because Lee's our cousin. Oops, my bad. I mean, why are you a psychic? Do you just have good intuition? I think I'm a psychic, bruh. I know. You can't do that with the headphones. What am I doing? You were just about to meet up with him outside. Lee had been glad when you told her he'd been able to come along. Just as you were thinking about your cousin and your plans for the day ahead, your phone sprang to life. Glancing at the display, you saw the incoming call was from Lee herself. You answered it without pause. I forget how she looks. I was like, she looks so good. Hey. Hi. She dove straight into the topic. The trip meetup. You could hear the trill of excitement in her voice. I'm here now and everything is all settled. All you gotta do now is show up and we'll be off. Woo! She spoke quickly, animated by anticipation. Hooray! You echoed her enthusiasm. Great, can't wait to see you. Liz and Cove are definitely still on board too, right? Yep. Wonderful. And? Yeah. I know it. When Lee spoke again, her teasing tone told you it was coming next. Coming next prying. Cove is coming purely as your good friend and neighbor, I take it. Still haven't asked him out yet. Oh, she doesn't know. I forgot. Yeah, we did though. Your face burned. You had actually been looking for an opportunity to fill Leon in on what happened after the ORCA charity dinner. With her on a trip overseas at the time, it had been pretty much impossible to arrange a call at that time that worked for both of you. Busy schedules, not to mention time zone differences. Had meant that communication between you had been text only for a while. Something as big as that couldn't be squeezed into an email, but it wasn't like you wanted to keep it a secret. When you had thought back on all this, the conversation lapsed into silence. Lee had noticed the meaningful pause. Lee? I should tell her, dude. What? You're gonna get a kick out of this. We're not really friends anymore. No, he's not coming as a friend, actually. Well, the truth is, when you say it like that, it's so weird because it's my name. I really wish I would have put, like, I don't know, a bear emoji afterwards. Cove is my boyfriend. Wait, what? You winced involuntarily as the exclamation pierced your ear. You should have expected that reaction like that. You held the phone away from you. Frick, my pencil lead broke off. Bro, what pencil lead are you using? I use 0.7. I'm 0.7, gang. You held the phone a ways away from your ear as Lee cheered loudly from the other end of the line. I really want to get a blue, like, lead pencil for, like, sketching, I mean. Because I sketch with colored pencil nowadays, but it's kind of always choppy. When she finally began to simmer down, you tentatively brought it back to your head. poised to retreat again if necessary.
Seriously?
You really are. It's like, you use 0.7 too? Oh my god, let's go. You're a couple now? It finally happened? That's beautiful. After the thrilled gushing came the barrage of questions. The barrage of questions. I'm using 0.7. I'm a psychic. The excitement had eased and now Lee sounded moved past almost proud of you and more like a parent at their child's first steps than a peer learning about a new relationship. And yet, in a way, it made perfect sense. Lee knew you and how you felt about Cove and how this is so much more than just a summer fling. Are you happy? This time she left space for you to reply. Yeah, I really am. Hey, don't say that. Thanks for supporting me, I mean. There's no trouble. Honestly, I'm dying to hear every last teeny detail, but we don't have time for that right this sec, so I'll leave it there for now. There's still a little bit of time before you do set off. Is there anyone you want to extend a last-minute invite to? Can we? Oh, man. Lame. No need to keep the guest list sparse now. It's not like we'll be bumping into anyone else to join when we're out in the middle of the ocean. Oh, well! We can invite Baxter? Oh, okay, there's this new guy in the neighborhood I like. There's this new guy around. I think you might like him. I'm gonna stay loyal. I'm sorry. I know it's hard. I feel like I have this one friend, my bestie, is like an absolute, like, she loves Baxter. Like, loves Baxter. She, like, she was telling me that she made, like, 2 different save files. She wanted to flirt back with Baxter, so she made a separate save file so that she could, like, stay loyal in the, in the other one. Nah, there's this new guy around. I think you might like him. Oh, you would better invite him then. Alright, I'll do it. No idea if he'll be free, but I can try.
Talk to you later.
I'll let you go. I have to if I want to see you here in the flesh. She uttered the last word dramatically, making them sound more like a threat than a statement. Laughing, you shook your head. Lee chuckled along down the phone. Bye, Lee. Bye! Now that your attention was free, you looked over to the stairs to see if Liz had emerged yet. But there was still no sign of her. You figured you might as well go outside to see if Cove was ready in the meantime. Besides, you need to stop by Baxter's place to invite him along. Liz would catch up, you were sure. Let's text her and you called up the stairs to let her know. Yeah, if she's in the house, we'll just tell her in the house. Liz, I'll be outside. Okay. With that, you hopped off the chair and headed out the door. Let me see Cove, let me see Cove. A sunny day greeted you. Shielding your eyes with a hand, you admired the sky. It looked like good weather for heading out onto the water. That was something. You heard your name called and turned automatically. Cove was the source of the call. He was standing halfway between his own house and yours. He waved at you as he walked over. Yeah. Let's take a step in his direction. Cove smiled at you as he covered the rest of the short distance. Hi. Hi, Cove! There you go. Cove nodded easily, blinking in the sunlight. Then his mouth curved into a gentle smirk. First jet skis, now a boat. What an aquatic transportation device is up next for for our use. My money's on a submarine. You laughed. It'd been an adventurous summer for sure. Cove grinned, pleased that he'd meet you. Also, Cove, I was just on the phone with Lee. I told her about us. Oh. The relaxed stare was swept away from you. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. I hadn't actually thought about it. How this is the first time we'll have seen Lee since the night. What night? Oh, that night. He grinned nervously, his nerves betrayed by the way the knees had pulled him straight back and set his shoulders taut. You alright? Cove swallowed before answering you. Yeah, we were gonna have to do it sooner or later. He stared at your face, drinking you in like an antidote of all life's woes, and his voice softened tenderly.
It's okay.
Where's the screenshot button? There you get that screenshot button, man. Your heart skipped. Cove was so lovely. His gaze like that's embarrassing to read, bro. I'm not kidding. But time carried on around you, and the passing of a car reminded you that you too had somewhere to be today, somewhere other than Cove's eyes. And I meant to tell you, I'm gonna be inviting Baxter too. I gotta check if he's in now before you run out of time.
Huh?
Really? Cove was stunned. He hadn't actually prepared for any extra surprises. He shook it off. However, Alright, it's not like this is gonna be awkward for me. He's joking, mostly. I'll wait for you here. Okay, Cove, I'll see you in a bit. You strolled over to the condo Baxter was staying in and rang the doorbell. You recalled the last time you had been at Baxter's store. It was when he had invited you over for a visit. It was nice that you'd be able to extend your own invite this time. Before memories could claim you, the door slid open. Baxter looked out, his head tilted in interest.
Nice to see you.
Hey, Lee, what a surprise. He folded his arms over his chest, leaning casually against the doorframe. Is there something I can do for you? Yeah! Do you want to go on a trip, bro? Do you want to head on a boat ride with my family in Cove? Well, it's like, isn't it only just like Lee and Cove? So the thing is, we're going on a short trip. You could come if you want to. His eyes widened only briefly. Oh my god, that's so weird. That's such a weird expression of Baxter. Before resting back to his usual luxurious expression. It was either an impressive show of restraint or Baxter's life. I like the shirt. The shirt is pretty cool. I'll admit it. His shirt is pretty cool. There's this weird part though. You see these eyes right here? The way the shirt falls, like it feels so like, wow, the eyes. It's either like set perfectly so that it matches up, or it's like just blap. It's okay though. I like his shirt. It's either an impressive show of restraint or Baxter's life involved more impromptu boat trips than yours, perhaps both.
I can do that.
Oh, really? I'd love to. So you didn't have plans already? That's great. To your surprise, Baxter's mouth curled into a little smirk. My schedule's always open for an improved I'm flexible, remember? Wow. He was not only agreeing to come on the trip, but apparently canceling some other plan in order to make it happen. Baxter is certainly something. No, don't cancel your plans. I feel bad. Thanks for keeping me in mind. I think this is going to be fun. He slipped outside after securing the door behind him. He swept down an arm and indicated for you to lead the way. The first stop was to collect Cove. He was waiting as promised where you'd left him. Cove, good to see you. Hi. There's no sign of Liz. You took the opportunity to bring Baxter up on the date on the blah. There's still no sign of Liz. You took the opportunity to bring Baxter up to date on the plan for the day. He took in your words with interest. Only a minute or two passed before the door to your house finally opened. Liz framed within it like a portrait. Unlike you, she had no need to shield her eyes with the hand in order. Cove is a tall boy. He is very tall, isn't he? I remember it saying he was like really tall as like in part 2 in general. And he's pretty tall here too. So I'm thinking Baxter is pretty tall as well, if I'm honest. Feeling the sun's right rays, as her hat was performing the job admirably. Spotting you, she headed straight over. She smiled warmly at you and Cove as she approached. Her attention then promptly turned to the group's new addition. It's nice to see you again, Baxter. His eyes closed as he bowed his head in a nod ever so slightly. And same to you. Ayotronics. Yeah, I kind of... Power Joe Massacre. It was... Living on the same street had given Liz and Baxter the opportunity to get to know each other over the course of the summer. Though she had spent less time with him than you had, you anticipated that she wouldn't object to tagging along on the trip. How's last stream? It was fun, but like it was also frustrating. Sometimes the game wouldn't load like items that was necessary to like continue, and then like it was just hard and scary. No, sorry, don't even worry about it. You can go rewatch it later. It was just kind of me going crazy and screaming Megan 24/7. Well, I've been totally swamped in graduation shit. Yeah, graduation can be really... This is like a kind of really stressful time. I don't blame you, bro. But you got it, bro. You got it. Though she'd spent less time with him than you had, you anticipated that she wouldn't object to him tagging along on the trip. I asked him to join us today. Just as you had expected, Liz didn't have much of a reaction of the change of plans. She merely raised her eyebrow. Her brow. I feel like you and Lee will become fast friends, Baxter. You laughed, having thought the same thing yourself. Baxter smiled politely. Last stream in a nutshell. MC like Smarty's a little too much. Megan, I stole the key. That's such a good... Dude, Megan and like Jeff were for real with the Smarties, and Jeff just was like, "The hell, Megan, you driving?" Who is driving? Was it Megan and Jeff? It'd be funny if it was Megan. With that, your little group piled into the car. It had been decided in advance that you'd all be heading over in Cove's car. Then you set off on the journey now to the coast, to where you'd be meeting Lee. That is me. You went down the California shoreline with sparkly ocean waters on one side and the crazy cliffs on the other. The world buried you, very blurred by until you made it safe to the large harbor. It was far grander scale than the one near Mr. Holden's shop. Boats 2, 3, even 5 times larger could fit. I'm surprised Liz got a boat, like a whole boat. Liz took charge from there, calling up your cousin in to guide you to the rest of the way. Lee did her best to explain where precisely the boat was docked. Given that she was doing it without seeing where you were, and whoa, why is my thing like flashing, bro? That's so, I swear, my thing is flashing. I swear, bro. But she did a pretty good job. It took a little... Why is it flashing? Oh, God. Just do this, bro. There you go. I don't know why it's flashing. Holy shit. Took a bit of fumbling and a little retracting of steps as your cousin and your sister had different definitions of orange. That was rusty brown. Liz had protested. I swear to God, this game... I don't know why it's doing that. Sorry about that. But before too long, you heard a voice calling you. Not from the phone in Liz's hand, but over the wind rolling off the ocean. Why are you being so rude right now? This game, bro. I got an idea. Let me just save it really quick and quit it and then reopen it. Because it is being so wacky, bro. Oh, that I guess it's just my game source then. If it's not that. I swear, bro. Okay. That's so wacky. Are you gonna open? There you go. I don't know why it's doing that. But before too long, you heard a voice calling you, not from the phone in Liz's hand, but over the wind rolling off the ocean. Searching for the source of the sound, you found her on the prow of a ship, jumping in the air and waving frantically for your attention. You'd arrived. Lee dashed from the bow over to the gangway, where you boarded one by one. She looks so good. She looks so good. I love. She looks so good. I love her shorts. Oh my God, she's so powerful. Lee, you look so good, but at the same time, I'm Lee. Hi everyone, I'm so glad you got here okay. You could tell even if she said nothing, her bright grin as she all saw you spoke loud and clear. Hey Lee. Now let's give her a high five. Lee clapped her hands against yours, squealing as your palms met. After greeting you, Lee turned over to look at the faces of the others who'd be joining you on your ocean voyage. Her eyes glinted mischievously as they landed on Cove. It was an expression you come to recognize over the years. Cove responded by staring instead at the sea, trying to act as if he wasn't aware what was coming. By the way he was rubbing anxiously at the scar on his arm was an obvious giveaway, at least to anyone who knew him as well as you. Lee walked up to him like a cat toying with his prey. He smuggled an edge of shy defensiveness into the short greeting. In an attempt to guard off questions he knew were coming, his plea went unanswered. Hey, Cove. She twirled as his name as if it was the opening to his song and continued the rhythm as she followed up with a dreaded question. Anything you'd like to tell me? Anything of what you've been doing with my very own cousin? The sweet and did nothing to mask the triple barrage of questions from the side. You heard Lizzie agreeing. Cove's brow furrowed as he pulled himself up to stand tall. His determined expression was duly only by the deep blush that had spread over his face. Yes. Screenshotting. Yes, Lee. I'm Dink. That's so weird. We have the same name. We're in a real relationship. It's serious, and so yeah, that's the news. You already knew that. Lee bursted out laughing, holding her sides as she let her composure fall. Cove deflated next to you. The tension would have been holding him up punctured. Yay! Finally having my blessing. You managed to smile just for him. I'm home. Welcome. Oh my god, welcome. I'm glad to see you back. Already getting started drinking water. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna drink some water. Man, when you get the first shot, like, you just want water. Like, I was so thirsty. You managed to smile just for him, aware that he wasn't the only one blushing now.
Honestly.
Did Baxter not know? Oh, you're a couple now? You'd been so busy watching Lee that you'd forgotten that this would be news to Baxter too. Congratulations. Hard to get more romantic than a union like the two of you. It was a generous compliment, delivered with Baxter's unique blend of directness and formality. Naturally, it made Cove even better. Thanks. Does strawberry-shaped ice count as liquid? In my book, it does. Bro, some days I'll literally drink a Starbucks and eat nothing. Starbucks, I just live off of like sweet drinks. That's it. In my book, yeah. Yeah, but don't eat something, bro. The word came out as stiff as a cardboard. Perhaps Cove realized when he was prompted to elaborate. We're very happy to get there. I'm sure you are. Is that still water? Because if it is, I'm hydrated. Yeah, ice is Wawa. Ice is cold Wawa. Ice is Wawa. Lee gave one final chuckle before turning to Baxter. Hello. She punctured the greeting with a clap.
My pleasure.
I'm Lee. I hope you don't feel ignored. I just had some important business to attend to there. Of course, I'm very excited to meet the mysterious new man on the block. Oh, I'm listening to it and playing Link's Awakening at the same time. I'm multitasking. Whoop. No, let's go. I'm glad you're here, broski. Listening to the stream, I mean. Yeah, I'm glad you're listening. You got the cool stuff. Man, I want to play a Link game. I want to play like a Zelda game, but I don't. Oh, I don't know where to start. Baxter gave her a sideways smirk, his eyes flickering to you and Cove before returning to his host. Honestly, I feel quite included in the little group, but I must confess, I'm not that mysterious. I'm rather open. I do hope that doesn't come as a disappointment. Not at all. I can appreciate forwardness. Welcome aboard. Multitasking. I'm driving and listening to the stream too. Let's go. I'm glad, bro. I'm glad you're listening to the stream and like doing something else. I'm always doing that when I watch streams. That makes me feel so happy. Thanks. The floor seemed to give beneath you as Lee whooped with delight. You realized that the ship had pulled out into the water. It had been so steady while it was motored that you'd temporarily forgotten that you weren't on solid ground. Now, as the boat rocked beneath your feet, there is no doubt you were truly setting sail. The little group dissipated into chatter or headed over to the railings to watch the ocean. You were ruffled by the breeze, which seemed stronger out on the water than back on shore. The floor continued to rise and fall, reminding you of standing in a bouncy house while others jumped. You were hit with nausea, bro. I was curious how the trip would go. As you let your surroundings truly sink in, you thought today was shaping up to be a memorable. You're glad that you've been able to join Lee on this trip. We can really get the party started now. Link's Awakening is one of my two favorite Zelda games, TBH. I've already beat 2 other times before this, but I enjoyed it. That sounds fun. It's kind of like, I beat it 2 other times before. Yeah, I feel the same with what The Walking Dead. I played that game so much, I cannot stop playing it. Especially like the first one and the 4th one, I would say, are my favorites. We can really get the party started now. Oh, wonderful. What do you have in mind? Well, the words hung in the air as your cousin stalled. It was clear that she didn't have something immediately in mind. Cove's eyes sparkled as he piped up. Can we get out of the boat, like go swimming around the deep ocean? Was it more recent? Link's Awakening or the original? Ah. Sometimes you'd swear the boy was part merman, the way he was curiously drawn to the water, but Liz immediately squashed the suggestion.
No.
Her tone left no room for debate. Baxter chuckled, combining a hand through his hair. I'd prefer to stay on board too.
Sorry.
Sorry, it's not that kind of boat trip. It isn't supposed to stop anywhere. If someone did end up off in the water, the captain would call a ghost guard on us. Cove's shoulders slumped at the resound rejection.
All right.
He wants to go swimming. He's such an ocean man. We'll still find something fun to do. Truthfully, there isn't much we can do in a boat that we couldn't technically do back on land. I often take trips with my father on our boat. He always spends the time deep sea fishing. I'm not much of a fisherman personally. Activities that could also be done while not on a boat sound excellent to me. Visibly bolstered by Baxter's support, Lee smiled warmly at him. My dad also takes me fishing sometimes, though we do it on the docks by my dad's shop. I'm not good at it either. Oh shit, man. Stop, no. Don't do cove like that, bro. He wants to back to the singer. His voice expression warm as he looked at Cove. He appreciated the delicate attempt to relate, especially with how standoffish Cove normally was with him. I was thinking the same thing. No. That's the fate of sons with their dads, apparently. How lucky we won't be doing that now. Yeah. Liz nodded. There's nothing wrong with some themed activities. We could play a party game for all I care. Yeah, we'll do a party game. You saw her brow furrowed for just a moment as she mentally conjured possibilities. Then smooth out one came to mind. Oh, what about the one where something is written down and people give clues and the one person has to guess what it is? That is literally, bro, all I can imagine is the audio of the scene terribly. Which one? There's so many audios like that. What? Sure, I said a party game. Sure, I said I play a party game and I stand by it. Who's guessing first? Should I just say me? Me! Lee propped her chin on her hand, surveying the group. Lee and Baxter, Cove, Liz, then me. Sound good? Her suggestion was met with nods and murmurs of approval. Great, we can get the game going right away. With a devious grin, Lee picked up a pen and a notepad from the bar counter. She twirled the glittery pen with her fingers. Lee clarified the rules after Cove raised a wavy eyebrow. Random words would be written down and folded up to give to another player. When it was someone's turn to be the guesser, they would show everyone else the word but couldn't look at it themselves. Oh wait, what is that? Is it that one game where you put like a word on your face and everybody has to like guess what, like tell you hints about the word and then you guess the word on your like head? Is that what this is? The other players had to help the guesser figure out what the word was without saying it directly. Oh, it is, isn't it? I've never played this game. Oh, each person was allowed to say only one clue. After all the hints are given, the guesser would have to decide. Lee gave each guest the mini party piece of paper from the note. It's like charades. Oh, I've never played it. I've never played this. With their notepad, it was surprisingly thick lined paper with a little starfish printed at the bottom. She scoured all around to find more writing implements. She managed to dig up a short pencil with an old jelly grip on it. The ballpoint pen with a logo you didn't recognize and a purple crayon. Baxter had a nice pen with him already, so he respectfully passed on Lee's offer. She turned to you. Okay. Here, pick one. I want the purple crayon. Of course. You pulled the crayon from the faint assortment of options Lee had presented to you. The crayon was a lot thicker than you were used to. It smelled like kindergarten with a hint of those restaurants that used to give crayons with their kids' menus. After the random selection of words were determined and the papers were passed around, it was time to start.
Alright.
I guess we know who's going now. Yay! You unfolded the paper given to you, careful not to peek while you showed everyone. Liz leaned in closer with a thoughtful hum. As soon as Lee had the chance to read the words, she jumped. What? Dog, there's a popular type of dog sometimes called that. What? It's where scientists do experiments and stuff. What?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a secret location. I don't know dog breeds. I don't know what. I don't know dogs. Liz gave Cove an edge look. She probably thought it would confuse you. It can be used for photos as well. What? What? Okay. What? A type of dog breed? Okay, wait. Where scientists do experiments and stuff. Can use photos as well. I don't know what dog breeds are. I'm gonna give up on this one just because I don't know what. What? I'm sorry, game, but I beg your pardon? Yeah, what? What's this supposed to be? I have no clue. I'm trying to think about it, but I really don't know. A dog. There's a popular type of dog sometimes called that. It's where scientists do experiments and stuff. Coves probably is gonna confuse me, so we'll ignore that. And then it can be used for photos as well. What? Ink? Is there a dog breed ink? No. Where scientists do experiments and stuff. Lab something? A labrat, huh? Wait, huh? Lab, you got it on first try? Am I right? Bro, you got it on the first try. Am I right? A lab something? I know there's a dog that starts with like lab or something like that. Right? Lab. I have no clue what the dog breed is. I'm trying to think. A labrat, huh? Lab. A dog? Lab dog? Labadoge? Labadog? A Labrador! Oh my god. Brador. Y'all are smart. Easy. You turned the paper around and stared at it with a piercing gaze. In tiny, neat letters, you saw the word lab. Oh. I forgot you focused on the dog thing too much. Oh, that makes sense now. Before lab just hadn't come to mind. There was too much information to sort through, and nothing had quite fit properly. No worries, Lee. It was a team effort. It's not just on you. Let's keep things going. I'm having fun. Baxter fished his paper out from his ripped pant pocket and presented it to the group. I was right the first time. You were. Loopy handwriting spelled out the word slide. Oh, kids like it. It's for kids. Kids. Oh, slide. That's where I broke my arm. What if I type that? Where I broke my arm. Kids? Lee bounced enthusiastically, holding a hand to indicate the short-heighted children. Baxter nodded slowly.
All right.
It's at playgrounds, but not really small ones usually. The playground around our neighborhood doesn't have it if you've been there. He shook his head, still perplexed. Unfortunately, I have not. Dang. You've been to the playgrounds before though, right? Baxter had to pause to think about it. He shrugged.
Maybe?
Really? In my elementary school, I did have recess, but we had sport fields more than traditional playgrounds. It's for kids, my brain tricks. Stop! Tricks. Man, I want to eat some tricks. Y'all say something about food, and I just really want to eat it. For some reason, it's hard to picture you as a little kid. Well, I'd rather you not imagine that, so it all works out. Cove placed a finger on his cheek as he puzzled out the game's conundrum. He tapped his face absent-mindedly. It's slippery. Cove, you're so bad with these like hints. Dude, I want to eat a choco muffin. A choco muffin. No, there's choco muffins in my house right now. I could go get one. Saga. Cove is so bad at giving hints, bro. It's slippery. You can't really walk on it. Slippery? Every clue lost Baxter even more. He had no idea what the word could be. I wish I could be like, it's where I broke my arm. You sit on it, then go down. It's tall, long, you have to climb up to the top. You can go on it one way, but you can't really get up the other way. Do you know how to do the cha-cha? It's what if you don't get it. The penguins do it on their bellies. Baxter, do you know how to do the cha-cha? The cha-cha slide? Oh, slide. It worked! I didn't think it would work. Oh, slide. That's it, slide. Baxter planning coincident returned in full force to the broad grin.
Excellent.
I got it? He flipped the paper over and traced his fingers across the word. He smirked at it. Thank you very much for the tip, Lee. Ah! Liz patted you on the arm with approval. Nice one. You had the magic approach that time. Yes, Cove's turn. Oh my god, okay. I just finished my drawing and it turned out so much cuter than I thought. I love it so much. Ah! Yo! Let's see it. I want to see if that is okay. Oh, wait. Kovo flipped open his paper and showed it to the crowd. He kept his hands at the back of the note so he couldn't see the word, even if a light shined through it. In blocky, wobbly text, you read the word potatoes. You pursed your lips together as you thought what you could say. Sack! Yes, sack! Liz turned her head with an intense expression while Lee continued her thought. She jumped, pointing right at the paper Cove had in his hands. You put them in a sack. Cove blinked at Lee, deeply confused. Lee smiled back, full of confidence that he would come to understand eventually. It's the major vegetable you use in... huh? In, what? I don't know what that is. Really? Really? Baxter was earnestly taken back, as if Cove just said he never had toast before. Maybe we should change that. There has to be somewhere in this town that serves them, right? Liz cleared her throat, saving Cove from having to respond beyond his frown. It's that Mr. Toy with different faces and things. Oh, she's trying to say Miss Potato. Cove tilted his head, utterly baffled at the different directions that everyone had taken. What? What's a Mr. Toy? Lizzie simply shook her head at his lack of understanding. It was your turn to try. The Brennelly sweet versions. Cove, forget Crochet's French fries. My mom loves them. Mashed, and Mom thinks it's fine. No, Cove, forget the Crochet's French fries. You gave him a look, sending the answer to him while filling in the blank Baxter had left. Potatoes! Yeah, or a singular potato? Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Cove repeated again with a bright, beaming grin. Potatoes! This is so cute. What the heck? Cove was so cute sometimes. I couldn't help but feel really happy over his victory drawing. Since I'm not really satisfied, I'll describe the drawing. Yes! Describe it. He held out his hand for you in celebratory high five. Yeah! You just gave him a fist bump. Nah, let's back his hand back. You slapped his hand with a satisfying smack. He nodded, still looking ecstatic. Thanks for the hint. I don't think I would have gotten it without that. You're welcome. Now let's go again. Suddenly the boat tipped forward before rocking back harshly. The ship must have gone over a bigger wave than usual. Liz held onto her hat desperately, and Lee laughed at her immediately death grip. You never know what'll happen on the high seas. You felt like a person. You felt really freaked out about the ocean like that. You started feeling, dude, I honestly, oh, dude, that would be kind of scary. It would be kind of scary, but I don't know. Yeah, just laugh. I don't know. It seems a little scary, honestly. I've never been on a boat before. What if the boat capsized? Oh no, if you're gonna panic. No, I'm not gonna panic. No. You chuckle. I feel like I'd be a little scared, but I don't think I would get that scared. But I'll save it here just because why not? You and Lee chuckled together while Liz stuck up her nose. However, you and your sister, now smiling, hold her hand. The game continued with Liz and Lee taking their turns. It was such a good time that you all decided to play a few more games. Liz turned out to be the best guesser, although that could have been because you knew her well enough to give irrelevant hints. Lee had to stop herself from answering on the on the first clue she was given, but nobody really minded. All in all, everyone was glad that Lee had suggested the game. Oh, Lee shot you again. Why don't we have some drinks? There's a bar on the ship. Cove tilted his head in disbelief. Lee continued, bitter? Huh? Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff behind the counter. I bet I can make whatever they can think of. That sounds like an interesting challenge. There are a lot of different juices and stuff. I think I've even seen strawberry pure and pineapple. The carrot juice sounds intriguing. So, it's a juice bar? Yeah. Liz laughed and tapped Lee on the shoulder. You said bar. Lee, I think you gave the wrong idea. I'm sorry for the disappointment, Cove. No alcohol is provided by the ship. That's properly required considering the group they got today. It's an OC. I don't know her name yet. Maybe you can choose it. She has light green hair. Light green hair like Cove. Ayo. I'm sorry. Is short hair that curls upwards at the end. She wears a uniform red tie and blue dress. That's so cute. That's so cute. Oh, light green hair and short hair that curls upwards at the end. She wears a uniform with a red tie and a blue dress that is frilly. It's a good description. Oh, try to think of what name could be for that. I don't know. The only name when I hear that is like Lily. Lily. But I don't know about it. Oops, sorry for the disappointment, Cove. No alcohol is provided by the ship. That's probably required considering the group they've got today. I'm not disappointed by that. I didn't want to get drunk on a ship. I'm a little disappointed. Lee breezed past that misunderstanding as though it hadn't even happened. I was thinking you can mix them up and get something special. Anyone interested? Cove thought about it, intrigued. Liz smirked, recognizing the potential for chaos. Sounds like a recipe for disaster. It'll be a dream, trust me. So, who wants to make drinks? What? It was your idea? Why don't you do it? I've mixed drinks before. If anyone else wants to try it, this would be a great chance. I'm a gracious hostess. Cove and I can make drinks. Come on, Lee, you have to do it. I kind of want to make them. I kind of want to make drinks. I'll make them. Cool, you're going to create something wonderful. I just know it. You wondered if you had to ask for requests, but Leah hustled you off to the non-alcoholic bar. No one else followed. Lily. It's a cute name. Lily, like Lily. Not with a Y. With a Y. Yeah, it's a cute name. I'll use it. Really? Let's go. That's the only name that came up to me when imagining the character with the description you gave me. You wondered if you ought to ask for your request, but Lee hushed you off to the non-alcoholic bar. No one else followed. Lee gave a brief tour selection in various compartments before she went back to the tables. She shouted a final message over her shoulder. Make sure there's enough for everyone. She waved, and then you were alone with the juice. There was a fridge packet with cartons and various glass bottles of juice. Lee had placed a pitcher on the counter for you to mix things into. You stared at the options, trying to see just what you had to work with. There was a lot of choices. You reached in the fridge to take out some juice. You grabbed. I was looking for banana. No, there's no banana juice. Mango juice. And should I just get all of them? Should I get everything? Okay, strawberry juice. We got mango, strawberry, papaya. I don't know what a papaya is. Apple juice. Whatever. Let's get them all. Bop, 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 bop. That's all. All of them. I did it. With your juice done, you set out some glasses and poured out some for everyone. Hey, it's done. They got the group from the lounge chairs they'd been sitting on and came to fetch their drinks. Everyone picked up a glass and took a sip. It's boat juice. I'm kind of scared what they might think. You eagerly watched the others' reactions to your mega mix. Lee scrunched her face up, completely overwhelmed at whatever it even tasted like. What did you do? Did you just threw everything on a pitcher and served it? She chuckled knowingly. Lizzie's jaw dropped. You did! His finger turned into cackling as Liz shook her head. Lee smiled awkwardly and tried to discreetly put her juice back on the counter. No, drink it, bro. Drink it. Lee shook his head in a long-suffering way. I don't know. It is kind of funny. Lee bowed her head to you. Okay, go on your lips. You know what a papaya is? I feel like it's a fruit that is really controversial on how it tastes. Really? Is it controversial on how it tastes? Ayo, cancel papaya? No, it's just going. Like, I can respect Lee for going a little mad with power. She had an opportunity to make us all try all the juices, and she went for it. True. When you put it like that. Lee slammed the cup back on the counter. Jeez. It's even worse. Lee's a menace. Jeez. I like it. Ayo, bags, dude. Let's get it. That got him some side eyes. But you continue to drink your enthusiasm. Boat juice. Baxter finished off the glass with a content sigh. He lifted the pitcher above his empty cup. I hope you don't mind. Knock yourself out. I might honestly do that if you swallow too much of that muck. It's impossible to tell if he truly enjoyed the juice by the dozen or if he was taunting the rest of the group. But either way, he did go for a second helping. Cause I like papaya and some friends absolutely despise it. Really? Wow. The little juice experiment was a good time as far as you were concerned. Contently, you all stood together, some still holding their juice cups. Lee's eyes scanned the group. She giggled. This is so much nicer than having to rely on regular phone calls to catch up, right? Before anyone could respond, Lee's eyes widened. The corner of your mouth pulled into an amused smile. Not that I don't enjoy our chats from afar. It's just more fun to actually be here together.
That's fine.
We understand. And yes, this is a fantastic little party. Happy graduation, Lee and Cove. That was followed by more cheers and celebration of your high school careers coming to an end. Lee even lifted a glass to toast it. When it settled down, your older sister had one more comment to add. And no one had to fight over who to use the home phone. Lee threw her head back into Thunder's laughter. The smile widened on your face. I remember that. All the times Elizabeth here was trying to push me into being less Gabby. She needed me to just stop so she could call her other friends instead. Hey, many teens have a too cool for family phase. Bro, that's true. That's true. Yeah, luckily it's all okay. I forgive Liz for being a teenager. That got a hearty laugh out of Liz. You caught a quiet nigger out of Cove too. At least Lee kept me up to date on what was happening in Sunset Bird those difficult days. I never knew what wild things you were gonna fill me in on next. I can't wait to fill you on what's happening. Hey, I had to tell somebody what was happening day to day with these people. Liz, nah, bro. Liz and Cove shot you odd looks. They were both trying to shift. Oh my god. They were both trying to shift through their memories for what other things you must have told Lee. You couldn't help but laugh a bit. It definitely is always fun to stay in the neighborhood loop. Then Lee made her way over to the table by Cove and picked up a glass of water. Actually? Cove watched Lee as his mouth pulled into a lip smile. Making these juice concoctions reminds me a lot of that smoothie business down at the mall. Oh yeah, when we went with Lee and Cove and Gammy's son. Oh my god, why can't I remember his name? I know what he looks like. I can't. Derek! I knew it started with a D. Wow! What the heck? I couldn't remember it for the life of me. My son, Derek. Making these juice reminds me a lot of that smoothie business down at the mall. The one that lets you pick all the fruit that goes into it. That's a good place. Yeah. Yes, that was the best and exactly what I was channeling when I came up with this idea. I'm glad you caught that, finally. Derek. Sorry, it can take a while to get things sometimes. You all know that. True. You're sharp when you want to be. It's okay, Cove. You're good. Yeah, it's okay, Cove. You're good exactly the way you are. And you meant it and hope that your sincerity came across all right. Slowly a warm smile spread across his face. The moment broke with the sound of Liz's quiet laugh. That was all it took to get Lee laughing, and soon after you all soaked up with mirth in the moment too. Though, all that aside, we shouldn't leave Baxter out of the loop either. Everyone followed her lead and turned towards the guest for this summer. His expression softened and he shrugged to one shoulder.
I get it.
While it's true I wasn't here for these stories, I do enjoy hearing about them. It's nice to only listen sometimes. Cool, really mature. Thank you. Her gaze traveled from Lee to Liz and then over to you. He sighed. My cousins aren't nearly as close in age as you are. And as an only child, I'm curious of what kind of relationship it's like. Oh, I'm with you there. Only child solidarity. Lee nodded firmly to Baxter and then shot Cove a serious look. He crossed his arms. Oh, alright. Only child solidarity. A genuine smile lit up Baxter's face. Lee clapped your hands together, pleased at the untied front created. Sharing the same wavelength, you and Liz turned your faces to give one another a look, not breaking eye contact. She reached over and put a hand on top of your head.
Thanks.
That's wonderful for you three. I'll keep Lee, thanks. Only children unite. No, I have like 4 other siblings and then 2 cousins that come over like every single day. So it might as well be like it's like four like siblings and then 2 cousins that come over daily. Your siblings shattered into laughter. The others joined in as well. The hours were spent chatting away, sharing stories and favorite memories as the boat drifted out to sea. As time slipped by, the sun hanging low in the sky signaled that it was time to set sail back to the harbor. The more boisterous the atmosphere from earlier had settled into a blanket of comfort relaxation. Liz and Lee were absorbed in conversation, lounging around the deck couch. Baxter sat across from them, nodding along, and every now and then you could hear laughter coming from the three of them. There are always smiles. Ah! What are these options? What are these options? I'm saving this. I don't know, man. I don't know what we'd be doing. Standing side by side is what I was gonna say. Sulking in the sea, you glanced up at Cove. His mouth pulled into a bent smile at the moment he turned to Mrs. The ocean breeze picked you. Oh, physical affection is the options. I forget that I have it on high intimacy, and then I see the options, and I'm like, oh yeah, I have it on this setting. It's just wah. When you're ready, look back to the deck and the faces of everyone you spent the afternoon. You never wanted to forget that view. Then looking out at the wide open ocean, you commit every single bit of the moment to memory. You quietly thought to yourself, today has certainly been an adventure. I'm saving it there because that's like, oh, wow. Okay, last one. It's so weird. I was hyped for this one. I was hyped for Serendipity Talks, and then this one, of course, was really like, it just shows it. I wonder what happens if I pick any of the other options at the end. I'll probably do it on my own after like dude. So I played this game only on stream. So once I finish the game on stream, you're gonna look at my thing. It's gonna be like tonight. You'll be like, oh my god, it ended. Wow. And then you'll see my thing on Steam and it'll be like 250 hours. And it'll be like the next morning or something. I'm gonna be playing this so much tonight. Mostly because it's so good. Happiness. Time for happiness. What the? It's the good music. The day and week were nearly their end. What? The day and the week were nearing their end, and you were welcoming it in your own way by lying sprawled out on your bed. Holy freak, I bought a new sketchbook 2 weeks ago and I'm halfway through it. Really? That's a lot of drawing. Let's go. It was quiet in your house, getting to the time of night where you really should be sleeping but didn't feel tired at all. You rolled onto your side, outside the last lit up window across the street. Oh my god, I remember what I was gonna say about drawing. I actually drew, my sketchbook is always like right next to me. I drew, this might be a spoiler for like, our life. Where is he? Okay, I'm thinking if you're here, you either already played maybe the DLCs or not, but I drew, what is it, Jeremy from Our Life like yesterday, and I really like the way it came out, but it looks like, he looks so much older because I have that style where it makes the characters look like they're like 18 to 21 when he's like 16 or 17, I think. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe it'll mess it up. Look at that. This is what it looks like. It's pretty, like, I was proud of it. I thought it was pretty cool. I really liked it because I was like, look at him. I like his design a lot as when he like, you know, grows up. I like his design a lot, so I was like, I gotta draw this. Okay, put that back to happiness. I'm sorry. You rolled onto your side, outside the last lit up window across the street. Oh my god, it's so good. Thank you. Yeah, I was really proud of it. I was like, damn, this is I like how it looks. I was gonna post it on Discord and then I completely forgot about it. Buildings and the black faces, silhouettes against the blue-black sky dotted by stars. Your phone came to life on the nightstand, a pale light cast on the ceiling of your room. Without looking, you threw your arm out behind yourself, groping around the tabletop until your phone was under your palm. I love this. The next moment I cried. Really? Oh, jeez. I'm scared that I'm gonna cry. Hey. At that moment, you lifted it to your face, snorting out once you saw the familiar name attached to a short message just reading, hey. Also, it's really good art. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really want to get into more digital art, honestly, so I can start, like, I don't know, uploading more, like, art. Because art was a really big part of my life in middle school, so I want to continue that. Cove wasn't much for sleeping now either. As he made a reply, though, more and more texts came through in quick succession. What? Hey. You like doing things? You like doing things with me? I mean... What you trying to say? What I'm saying is that there are things you and I do and we like. Together at the same time. What is he saying? What is he saying? Now that the eyebrow raising. Now that was eyebrow raising. You propped yourself on one elbow sitting upright against the headboard so you can text more comfortably. He's so awkward. Dang, you suck at texting. No. Yeah, wow, you got it all figured out. This is my baby. Man, I'm really excited to see where this is going. You ready for him to continue? I mean, you're right about that. What's up? I do like doing things with you together at the same time. The typing indicator dropped off and the notable pause followed. You snickered into the palm of your hand. It wasn't hard to imagine Code Redface pushing his screen aside in sheer embarrassment, and then scrambling in the dark to find the phone among the folds of his bedsheets. You soon heard him again, though. So? For what I was saying? You're free for a while, right? I got nothing big planned for the next few days. Cool, so I thought so. I was just making sure. Alright. He's so awkward. I love him. You could almost hear Cove's intake of breath as he prepared for the next part, despite the conversation being text alone. The window of your messaging app might as well have been a screenshot. You were left to keep track of the passing seconds with the rising and fallings of crickets outside. With your screen darkened from inactivity, you wondered if you should do something yourself. No, you thought he'd get around to it when he was ready. I just realized. Cove? Are you good? No, when he's ready. No. You dropped your phone against your chest and closed your eyes. You won't be able to see him, but it would be hard to miss the telltale signs of an incoming message. Even if it took a while, you were willing to wait. And soon enough, a reply came. What if we did something new and sort of unexpected? Hey, yo! I'm going crazy. I'm gonna go insane. Would you be okay with that? Something we haven't ever done together. I'm gonna go insane. You will... Is it what I think it is? Because if it's what I think it is, I'm gonna go insane. You lowered your phone, leaning back against the hardboard as you thought over it. The streets outside your window looked differently at night. Cove, you good? Differently at night, but you knew that if you were to wander out, there'd be no chance of you losing your way. It's not. What do you know what I'm thinking? There was a single inch of your neighborhood that you didn't know by heart. And everywhere you looked, from the grassy hill behind your house to the shops by the street, you could recall a time that you'd been there with Cove, mostly just chatting as you walked together. You didn't mind everyday things like that, but as for something new or unexpected, no, yeah, I'd love that. I mean, something that we have to, I mean, what exactly do you have in mind? What's gotten into Cove Holden wanted to do something brand new? I mean, I don't mind. I would say, like, I don't mind doing, like, I don't mind, you know? It's fine. Just, I'd love that. I swear, Cove, you're gonna make me go insane. Cool. Cove, I swear, you're making me panic for what? Cool. One by one, Cove began presenting his ideas, starting off with attending a play. Oh, cool. We watch TV together, but movies for real. But oh my god, we've watched TV together and movies, but real people performing in front of us. We've never done that. I'm not sure exactly what plays exactly are on right now, but that adds to the unexpected factor. You know, if we're gonna watch a play, we're gonna watch the N-Stars play. We're gonna watch an A3 play. A3 especially. I'm gonna drag him to the A3 play so I can go see Misumi and Wataru. Or not Wataru. That's N-Stars. Oh god. And Taichi from A3. We're gonna go watch the A3 play together, okay? As for N-Stars play, we're gonna go watch the newest one, the one with Ryu Setai. Ryu Setai is my favorite N-Stars group, I swear. He just wants to go on a date. I love him. There was a slight pause before Cove moved on to the next one, visiting an aquarium. But, oh my god. That makes sense, right? We go to the beach and stuff. We're pretty close to the water. But going to the aquarium would be water in a whole new way. The third last idea was one the most out of the blue. Ice skating! Ice skating? It was a total wild card, as Cove was putting it, and the polar opposite of what the two of you normally did. However, it was fitting right with the other options, as something you had never done together. Let's say if hypothetically someone wanted to surprise you with an unexpected outing, would that be okay? You could help but smile fondly at that, wondering to yourself who that someone would be. You said it would be perfect if that someone somehow happened. You said doing anything with him was good. Nah, it would be perfect if that somehow happened. You joked that it was much more. Yeah. If only hypothetically someone existed. Great, not that it means anything, but which one would be your favorite? It'd be... I want to see a play. Seeing a play. You thought that was definitely something you and Cove should watch side by side, at least once. Alright, cool. Don't think too hard about this talk. It doesn't mean anything. You're making me laugh with this. I sure hope it means something. Sure. Just have to figure out. These options. Sure. Yeah. Good night. It's really late now. Yeah, it is. Night, Cove. And with that final send-off, you put your phone to sleep and lowered it with a sigh. You had no idea what Cove was going to invite you to the theater, but your mind is buzzing with all the possibilities the coming days might bring. He's just too cute. Your phone went back to its place on the nightstand, and you resumed snuggling into the mattress, one hand thrown to the side and the other shoved under your pillow. Somewhere between this day and the next, you found yourself asleep. Wow. The next morning, after washing up from breakfast, you had just climbed the stairs to your room, ready to tackle the day, when you heard a ringing of the doorbell. You turned towards the sound, unveiling your head in confusion. Was someone expecting a visitor today? Then again, you weren't sure if anyone else was around, judging by the lack of footsteps you were hearing. You raced downstairs to answer the door. As you pulled it open and saw who it was, you were only further confused. Hope? Hey, he looks so pretty up close. What the heck? Bah. Oh, do not save over that file. Bah. He was standing there with an unsure look on his face at first, like you didn't know who would answer the door. But the moment he saw it was you, a shy grin spread on his face. He raised one hand and gave you a little wave. Surprise. This is a surprise. Don't you usually know? Nah, bro. Don't you usually use the window? You found it funny how you'd grown so used to hearing him tap on the glass panel, and showing up in front of your door was what it took to get a reaction. Cove turned his head to the side with a considering lift of his eyebrows. I guess I do, but not today. I got you something. What? He slid his hand out from behind his back, holding it up in front of your face as he offered the present to you. Your eyes widened once you saw what it was. A sunflower! He remembered! He remembered! You hadn't expected a gift at all, let alone something as thoughtful as this. He took a step towards you, so close that you could see the sunlight shining through some faraway strands of his hair on top of his head. There's a quiet little tremor in his voice when he spoke again. Surprise again. What's with his face? Surprise again. Do you like it? Yeah, it's my favorite. No, you said teasing. Yes, it's my favorite. You remembered? He nodded in reply, smiling at you affectionately. Of course I do. Then, growing flustered by his own words, Cove averted his eyes with a nervous glance downwards. 10 years later, and this boy still remembers your favorite flower. I Yeah, it's been 10 years since we told him that, huh? Wow. That's so cute. What the fuck? His gaze landing on the flower. Cove laughed to himself, a thought suddenly coming to him. My dad would be proud of me for doing this all on my own, huh? You chuckled, imagining the stumbling display of fatherly pride Mr. Odin would subject his son to. Suddenly, Cove raised his head, his eyes finding yours and staring. Oh my god, he's so gay. Do not do that. He's into stillness. Cove's question came softly, his voice lingering on some words as his shyness got the better of him. Would you like to go on a date with me? I was thinking maybe we could go to the theater. He inclined his head with you and with a crooked smile. I had the feeling that might be a nice place to invite you to. You had the feeling. I love to. Cove huffed a sigh of relief, his lips spreading in a wide, cheery smile. Alright, we're gonna do it. With his big question asked and accepted, Cove raised the gift towards you again, gesturing with his other hand for you to receive it officially. You carefully took it from him. I'll put this somewhere safe and then we can go. He smiled. Cove had no problem with that. Still grinning, he stepped back, his body angling away as he waved a hand in the air. I'll get my car ready. Meet me there. Okay. We got yellow on the room. That's so cute. What the fuck? As soon as the door clicked shut, you dashed upstairs to your room, prepping a spot first for Cove's gift. Then, satisfied with your efforts, oh no, you know what would have been really cute if, like, all of a sudden after that, like, dialogue text, you saw like a little like cup with the flower in it right here. That'd be so cute. Then, satisfied with your efforts, you grabbed your bag, tossing in whatever else you thought you'd need for the outing before heading back outside. Cove's old car was parked right in front of the house. You went straight in, hopping into the shotgun seat. As you buckled yourself in, Cove leaned forward to watch you with an eager expression, his fingers tapping the dashboard to a lively snort of rhythm. He was ready to start, but trying to tone it down so you wouldn't feel rushed. I'm glad we're doing this together. Hey, me too. Once your seatbelt was secure, Cove checked his mirrors to make sure that the streets were clear before pulling away from the curb. And like that, the two of you began your trip. It sucks that, like, I realized... there you go. Gammy! Sunflowers! Sunflowers. Dude, oh my god. Thank you, Gammy. I appreciate the sunflower. Right here. Oh, lame. What if I just, like, bop this? Bop that there. Let's go. When I looked up, there were two shows... When I looked it up, there are two shows you could pick from around this time. One was the historical romance. Hey, it worked. Sunflower. Historical romance and nobility, fancy outfits, drama and stuff. The other seemed to be like a modern day story. Something set near a lake and at a bed and breakfast with comedy. It's kind of wacky, I guess.
So?
What do you think? Kind of want to see the comedy. Cool. I like the sound of that. I can't go wrong with some silliness, right? Cove chuckled, his mouth pulled into a bent smile. Right. He's so sweet! I'm kind of getting excited. I wonder what it would be like. I haven't seen a live play before. I haven't. Well, I have. Wasn't. And I liked it. Your eyes shone with delight, remembering the dazzling lights and the grand stage. The theater was a treat you certainly enjoyed. Isn't this the same one for, like, the movies? The rest of the drive flew by, and soon enough you were at the theater with Cove by your side. Tickets in hand, you both went inside. Shuffling down the aisles, Cove found the right seats. You were getting settled when the lights began to dim. We made it just in time. Your voice came out in a whisper. Glancing at Cove, you saw him staring straight ahead with eyes glowing wider with intrigue. Then the actors started coming out onto the stage. The show. I wonder what it would be like if you picked the other ones. Did they make like 3 separate ones just for this, like one DLC thing? That's so cool. The show set the scene, telling stories of the story of a married couple and the bed and breakfast they inherited. It was a busy lot filled with a constant stream of new and interesting guests. Hand in hand with that, were the shenanigans that plagued their business, but that never stopped the couple. They intended to tackle any problem. The play continued on at one point. Cove reached out. Cove reached out and come in with this thumb. Wow. I smiled at that, flipping your hand over. Nah, I would flip the hand over because that's what is obvious. Your paws. You only be. You can't read that. I know it's not bad or anything like that, but it's like wow. You became absorbed into the story and performances. You weren't the only one. Several times throughout, you could hear Cove's familiar laughter next to you. He enjoyed it then. When the play finally came to a close, the audience broke into applause. Cove clapped for the actors until the noise died down, then spoke for the first time since the event began. It's over. Wow. Hand in hand. Oh, still, you followed Cove out of the theater. The sun was hanging low in the sky. I had so much fun. I can't believe what a good time that was. I'm glad you picked this. And I know you like plays, but is there a reason you went with this out of the other ideas? I'm just curious. Seems like it'd be the most surprising. I wanted to experience the show with you. I wanted to go to another play for a while. This is a good chance. I don't know. Maybe this one, because I wanted to see what he would, like, think of a play. I don't know. He seems very aquatic. So, like, maybe, like sports dude? Because he was into sports for a while, right? With, like, I don't know. I guess I wanted to. It seems like it'd be the most surprising. He didn't even know what the shows would be. Cove smiled widened at that. He looked so pleased to have you on board with this plan. Thanks. Surprises are pretty fun, huh? You smiled, grew to match Cove's after that. He chuckled. But really, I might have to come back sometime to see another one. Cove scratched his cheek contemplatively. I sort of thought that it was going to be harder to keep up with. What's the phase? Suspension of disbelief. The actors are right there putting on a show. I thought it'd be too much to believe that it was really happening.
Not bad.
But I felt more into it than with a lot of movies. I could totally picture the world they lived in. That's so cute. Abuse, you nodded along, listening to Cove's animated commentary. I'm still thinking about it, even though it's over. Imagine if that was us. Okay. They were married, Cove. Working together to run a little place of our own and dealing with all those crazy guests. People would come and go as they're passing through the area, giving us new stories to tell. But at the end of the day, it would be just the two of us who stayed forever. See, I made a life there. Oh, this is so cute. He had stars in his eyes as he fantasized about the events of the story. I'd love that. I'm good with the life I'm already living. Are you envisioning us? This is what I thought. Are you envisioning us being married? He's so precious. This is what I was thinking, because they were mare breed. Are you envisioning us being the married like in the Come on the Story? You take bed and breakfast do exist in real life. We could get one. I'm like saving every 2 seconds now. What the heck? What should I say? Like, I want to say this, but I'm not like, They were married, though. I don't know. I'd love that. I love that. Cove matched your beaming smile. It was easy to picture you and Cove in those roles. Your honors brought a light flash to Cove's face. He nodded. A few quiet moments passed as you noticed the distant look on Cove's face. He shook his head like he was trying to send a thought away. What is it? Trying to picture a completely new life in a new place actually feels kind of weird. Now that I'm doing it, I'm not exactly sure how to explain it. It's exciting, but also sad. I'm thinking too seriously about this dumb idea, I guess. But if I don't remember anything from this world, then it would be pointless that I had a life before. And if it really did happen, I'd probably be surrounded with totally new people. I wouldn't have met you with me anymore. No. Surprisingly, you sucked a breath. Cove laughed shyly. The fun part of imagining it was that you were there by just by default. He was imagining other people, but I was there by default. You're kidding. Just getting to be somewhere else on my own wouldn't be nice no matter how cool the place was. It's settled then. I'll just have to look for you if I wind up having another chance at life or magically end up in some other world. I hope you try to find me too. Ah! Nervous, Cove's eyes didn't quite meet yours. His cheeks and ears were slowly red at this point. Oh, this is so cute. I find you. It's so obvious. Of course, that's it for you. I never forget about you, Cove. I'll see how it goes. My new life just. You're getting a bit too far out there. It's not something you should worry about. I'd find you. It's obvious. No amount of space and time could stop us. Thank you, Lee. In that case, it'll work out after all. Definitely. He took a deep breath and stretched his arms high over his head. He then turned his head to your direction and pointed with his thumb to his car. You better get back to our real world now, huh? It's getting kind of late, and I think we're the only ones still out here. Oh, we talking that long? You spun around, getting a good look at your surroundings. Cove is right. All the other cars that were there after the show ended were long gone. How did I miss that? It's surprising how much you really lost track of everything for a while. You even failed to notice how dark it was until now. Come on. Let's go home. After that, you made your way into Cove's car. He set course for your neighborhood. Your legs still stiff from standing still and talking for so long, but it was worth it. This is like going kind of fast. This is like, it feels, it's not gonna end right here. These usually last like an hour. A ways into the drive, Cove glanced towards your direction. You stretched your arms as you shifted in the seat, waiting patiently for him to say what was on his mind. I know this was kind of unexpected, but thanks for coming along. It's fun! No, it was fun. Thank you for going to the trouble to plan this. Wait, what'd he say again? Thanks for coming along. Nah, I smiled. Cause I would be like, of course, man, any time. Today ended up being so much better than you imagined. Cove took a quick glance at you and your smile only widened. The drive continued in comfortable silence. Cove wore a content expression on his face that warmed your heart. Doing things like this with Cove made you happy. Your heart skipped a beat, thinking about how the mutual the feelings seemed to be. Watching the passing scenery out the window, you relaxed into the seat. Time sped by. It wasn't too long before Cove pulled into his driveway. I forget that, like, you can, we can see into the house, right? This is our house. But, like, whose is this? What's here? There's, like, washing machine, question mark? There's also something here. Like, what is this? And what is this? I'm trying to, like, map out the inside. I want, like, a map of this house. Really badly. Sighing happily, you got out of the car while Cove came around to where you were standing. He stood there for a moment, rolling a pebble under his shoe. I'll see you tomorrow? Definitely. Thanks. After that, you and Cove parted ways for the rest of the day. Even when you fell back into your normal routine, your mind refused to stop buzzing with the memory of your little adventure. I feel like he's gonna tap on the window. Just intuition. As you crawled onto the bed and closed your eyes, you were back in the best parts of today. You hope Cove's surprise would continue just a bit longer and continue your dreams. No! I thought he would tap on the window. After breakfast and the next morning, you were sitting with your moms and Liz. While you were mildly listening to their conversation, the sides of your face squished into the palm of your hand. The doorbell rang.
Oh.
I'll get it. Mom passed you. It's gonna be him again. Mom passed by you to the front door. Your eyes lazily followed her, then your attention turned to her mom and Liz. Ma. They're still lightheartedly chatting. Sparkle. You weren't sure about what. Your focus snapped back when your name was called from across the room. Hey Lee, you have a guest. I'll be right there. On your way to the front door, Mom gave you a shoulder pat as she returned to the living room. When she moved by, you saw who was at the door. It's Cove again! Why are you here again? What's up? What? Oh. It's okay. Don't even worry about it, Gammy. It was Cove again. A smile stretched... wow. It was Cove again. A smile stretched out across his face the moment your eyes met. Oh, hi, Cove, sweetie. Why did I say it like that? Instantly, you looked over your shoulder to see Ma several feet away, but within eye shot of the door. She waved. When you faced Cove again, he was looking at the ground shyly. It reminded you of the last time you had seen him the night before. That was all the push you needed to step outside, closing the door behind you for some privacy. Hi. Hi. He's back. Why is he back? Are we going on another tiny date to the ice or the aquarium? And then Cove chuckled awkwardly. He didn't quite meet your eyes as he pulled out another gift from behind his back. Another one? Surprise! Want to go to the aquarium with me? Oh. You blinked and then switched from staring at him in bewilderment. Cove's eyes narrowed. The real surprise was that I'm gonna invite you to all 3 places. You never had to choose only one. I just need to make sure that they didn't sound completely terrible. 3 whole days? Really? The longer Cove spoke, the quieter his voice became. He shyly scratched at the side of his cheek. And to check if you'd be free, so surprise again. So it made sense now, but he really did get to you. Before, you never thought that Cove would treat you to his other suggestions. Composing yourself, you noticed that Cove was shyly looking past your shoulder. So, do you like what I got you? Oh yeah, we didn't check it. Cove nudged the present in his hand towards you, hoping that you'd take it. Up until now, you completely registered it. I completely forgot. It was a carefully chosen photo collection. Huh? A photo collection? Of what? A photo collection? My mind went Omori style. No, dude. I heard photo collection and I was like, what the? Dude, Omori is always on my brain. I was thinking of the Omori photo card, Polaroids. And I was like, why do you have these? That's scary. You know, the photo collection of Headspace. I was thinking of the secret one. If you haven't played Omori, don't even worry about it. Basil's photos, dude. I was thinking about it and I was like, why do you? I do like it, thank you. Use a lot more. No, I do like it, thank you. Code relaxed at that. You smiled warmly and accepted the gift. I'm glad. Are you gonna accept the other part too? Yeah, let's go to the aquarium. It'll be fun. And thank you for the aquarium, the little fishy emojis. And fun fact, actually what he gives you is based on what you put in your room when decorating it. What? Wait, actually what he gives you is based on what you put in your room when decorating it. Basil's photo album, I remember. I'm trying to remember what my room looked like. No, I can't remember, whatever. Cove bounced a bit on the toes of his feet as he leaned over to... Oh, it was light, but you could feel the smile. Every bit of happiness shining on him. Thank you. Thanks for coming. I'll be in the car. You can go get ready. Alright. Bruh. You sped back inside and spotted your family still sitting around the table. They all turned and smiled at you. So, it's fun for today. I'm going to the aquarium with Cove. That sounds so fun. Oh, she's so... It's been a while since I've seen her. If you put a telescope, he'll get you a star chart or something, if I remember. Oh, that's so nice. Ma smiled, beamed. Your gaze slid over to Liz, and she also looked happy for you.
Have fun.
I hope you have a great time. It didn't take you long to get ready and dash out the front door. Cove was waiting for you as promised, and you both set out for day 2 of his surprise outings. And this time, it actually was a surprise. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You settled in fully for the trip out to the aquarium in the city. It would be a bit of a drive, but you didn't mind. You made an attempt to start a conversation. It's kind of funny we've never done this before now. Why haven't we? Probably because I've never thought about going to the aquarium with anyone before this. Wait, seriously? You've never gone to the aquarium ever? Yep, that's right. Never. And not just this specific one either. I haven't been to an aquarium, period. Wow. Nah, this might be a brand new for Cove, but you'd been to the aquarium before. You had more experience with aquariums than Cove. Hold in. That simply sounded wrong. Then, can I ask why not? I figured you'd have begged to go. Cove tapped his fingers against the steering wheel, his face scrunching in contemplation. When I was growing up, my dad tried to take me. My dad did try to take me. I've never been before because I was so little. I said no. Whenever he tried to talk about it, I told my dad I'd rather go to an actual beach on my own. Oh. Or he could at least take me to the fish part of the pet store, but not the aquarium. Eventually, he didn't ask about it anymore. He must have figured I had something against it. Whenever he stopped mentioning aquarium, I stopped thinking about it. It just never came back to my mind. His expression shifted to one bemused of bemused confusion. The thing is, I don't know what I had against it, if I did have a problem. It is like that sometimes, when you have no idea what, like, there will be this one thing you find really, like, weird. Like, it makes you aggressive, and you just don't like it. You just don't like it. And it doesn't matter what it is or what you just don't like it. I don't know. I feel that, bro. There are some things that just piss me off, but it literally did nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. You have no reason to dislike it, but you just don't like it. It's so weird. Like pet peeves? I guess so. Like pet peeves. Like, I don't know. It's not really, I don't consider it pet peeves because it's not so specific. It's not like a specific thing, but it's just, it'll exist and you'll get mad at it. I don't know. That's how I think of it. It'll just be something that, yeah, I don't know. I can't think of a word for it, but it'll just be something that you just don't like. And you don't know why you don't like it. It's done nothing. And you just won't like it. It's just like that. I don't know. Maybe I didn't like the idea of seeing water I wasn't allowed to go in. Or to meet the fish I could never bring home. That sounds like the kind of... that sounds like the kind of thing little me might have gotten upset over. Or maybe I just wasn't okay with doing new kind for the trip. It'd be to someplace new with only my dad. Mom wouldn't be there anymore.
I guess.
That might have made it seem like it was not worth doing right off the bat. That's 8-year-old me for you. Cove shook his head with a pained smile. His tone dropped to a distant whisper. It was only when thinking about stuff I could do with you that I finally remembered I could go to an aquarium. Oh. I guess, yeah, me too. I hate it when I'm wearing headphones. Clearly not in the mood to converse with someone, and then someone comes ruining the moment. Yeah, that can be super annoying. And they won't, I don't know. It's just those weird things that you don't know why it pisses you off, but it does. And it's done nothing. He pulled his mouth into a bent smile and straightened his shoulders. He didn't want to bring down the mood. He didn't want to bring the mood down. It all worked out in the end, cause I got to really surprise you with the news, huh? You totally got me there. You're thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for thinking of me. It's no problem. The conversation continued with idle chatter about what you do when you got there. Then the large angular building decorated with ocean-themed cutouts came into view. You'd arrived at your destination. It's the same one. It's the same damn parking lot. This parking lot is gonna drive me insane. I'm sorry. You hopped out of the car and headed over to the imposingly great guest entrance way. Cove's head swiveled around to let his curious eyes take in every view, and you weren't even inside yet. You could see the realization of what he'd been missing out on dawn on him in real time. Cove bounced on the balls of his feet as the two of you stood in line to get tickets. His excitement continued to build. The universe parking lot. It doesn't matter where you go. It'll still be this damn parking lot. It'll still be the same parking lot. It's a good song. When you finally were face to face with the taunts, you could hear Cove quietly gasp from your side. He briskly took some large strides to get further into the room and to get closer to the glass barrier. There he stood still. He's so into it. After taking a moment for himself, he whipped around to look at you. Cove was outright vibrating with excitement. Skeleton parking lot. Like how a skeleton can't open every lock in the parking lot for the place. IDK, my brain's weak. The parking lot is a portal to all the other places. Bro, you'll go to the same parking lot and you'll just end up wherever you want it, bro. I'm trying to end up, like, wherever I want. I don't know, man. And it'll be the same parking lot. There's no IKEA where I'm at. I'll go to that parking lot. It'll be an IKEA. Like, what? After taking a moment for himself, he whipped around to look at you. Cove was outright vibrating with excitement. His mouth opened a large smile, but all that came out was a tiny squeaking giggles. It bubbled over into full-on giggly laughter before he was able to speak in earnest. Each word was full of joy. It's amazing. I love it here. Of course you do. You had to laugh at us. Nah. I'm really glad. He cheered back without hesitation. Yeah, this aquarium is great. The two of you wasted no time before rushing around the place. You went every which way across the aquarium. Cove was enthralled by each new sight, his eyes alight like a kid in a candy store, and a particular smile made its home on his face. No metaphorical stone was left unturned. He viewed all the tanks from the tallest of heights on his tippy toes, as well as crouching as low as the floor as he could manage. What? It uses the words. He's so happy. He's really happy about it. It makes me happy. I knew the aquarium would be someplace he liked, because he likes like ocean stuff, and the ice skating place is like, I don't know, sporty. I feel like he would have enjoyed that as well. But the theater is something I didn't expect him to enjoy, so I wanted to see what he would react to it. Was just as bright as his. You would further by how happy you were that he found such happiness. You beamed. After making an entire trip through the whole building, you and Cole finally slowed the pace down. You arrived back at the original viewing room. It was a good spot for a break. Cove stood quietly near the tank, in almost the same spot he had when he first took in the view. Somehow that moment already felt like a long time ago. You weren't sure if he was feeling the same way. Cove simply watched the watery world inside with open fondness. He wouldn't get tired of that view ever, you're certain of that. You walked up to stand by him, taking in the same otherworldly experience of having a sea right in front of you. Suddenly Cove swallowed hard. Your head tilted. He wasn't looking at you. His eyes were glued on the vast ocean view in front of him. But his bright face reflected clearly in the floor to the ceiling glass plane, separating aquarium goers from the water. You couldn't understand. Nothing had happened. Then the realization came. This is Cove. He was flustered because he was thinking about doing something. Cove always got that way when he was mentally building himself up. You nodded to yourself and elected to keep your eyes zipped. Keep your lips zipped. You wanted to give him a chance to do whatever it was that he had cooking. He's awkward. So there's a lot of fish in here, huh? Yep. His mouth clamped shut after those vague stuttering words. You could feel the tension growing. After a breathless pause, he spoke again. You know, if you were a fish, you'd be a paradise fish. Because being with you is like... What is that? What is that? A paradise fish. Because being with you is like being in a paradise. What is that? That is so cheesy. I can't comprehend what's going on. Cove pressed his forehead against the glass with his eyes wide and gazed down as he so precious fervently refused to even peek out a reaction you might be giving. He was blushing wildly, feeling unparalleled embarrassment over the line he just dropped. I would cry, bro. I would absolutely like he's so precious. What a dork. It's so weird. I don't know. It was so cheesy. Oh my god, Cole, you go boy. It was so unbelievable, so completely out of nowhere, and so totally not what you expected when he started talking about fish. You had plenty of fish names knowledge up your sleeve. You're a paradise fish too. I don't know what I would say. I have no clue what I would do, bro. I would say I would have no words, honestly. Cove bashfully shrunk into himself, feeling awkward over what he just did. How you reacted the entire thing, basically. After that, Cove wanted to go around the aquarium again. He hoped to let it all sink in at a more leisurely pace while you were here. Plus, he desperately wanted more time to settle down after his latest big attempt at flight. That was an attempt! The two of you began your second leap down the pass. It took no time at all to become absorbed in the incredible sea life once more. There wasn't nearly enough time in every single day to satisfy Cove's desire to exist inside of the aquarium, but the day did have to end eventually. Despite obviously wanting to linger longer, Cove left the building with a skip in his step. It had been a good trip. The two of you shut the doors of Cove's car behind you as you took your usual seats. The clicking of seatbelts punctuated the end of the adventure. I will absolutely do that again. Not kidding? Cove chuckled as he pulled the car out of the parking spot. Spirits still as high as ever. The car ride home went by far too fast. You and Cove were in good spirits and spent the ride chatting and laughing, bouncing around various topics. But you didn't ask the question that sat all day in the back of your mind. Why was Cove doing all this in the first place? Again, you both parted ways for the night in the neighborhood street. You watched Cove head inside with a quick wave. You're halfway to your own house when a familiar voice called out to you. Turning on your heels, you spotted Mr. Holden. He lightly jogged over to you to talk. Oh, what's up? Hey! Hey, how are you? I'm good. Great, I was just getting home from work. What are you up to? Or rather, what were you up to today? Me and Cove went to an aquarium. You did, huh? Sounds fun. He better That's we're 18! We're 18! Oh god! We're 18! It was fun. It was also, well, I mean, it's not that big of a surprise. I mean, it happens, but I don't think so. It was fun, and it was also a surprise, which is weird since usually me and Cove not hanging out would be what sounds surprising. Crossing your arms, he gave a quick laugh. Mr. Holden frowned. He rubbed the back of his neck and studied you for several silent moments. Right. So, Lee, what's going on there? Something going on, isn't it? Wait, what makes you ask? It's not a problem, right? I'll answer your question if you answer mine. Deal? What? You rolled a pebble into your shoe. Mr. Holden was probably the only person who could give you a solid insight to what Cove was doing. Alright, deal. What's the story? The truth is, Cove's been doing a lot for me lately. Way more than usual. For 2 days in a row now, he's planned special dates and gifts too. I don't know why. Cove's father nodded contemplatively. He accepted the situation easily. That actually makes a lot of sense considering... What? Considering what? I want to know what's going on. There was a pause. He was unsure of what to say next. Or how to phrase it, at least. Honestly, I've been the littlest bit worried about Cove lately. He's gotten really up in his head about something. But it's not exactly a bad thing. It's tough to know how to even bring it up. I'm not sure if I should try to have a talk about it. The longer he spoke, the wider your eyes grew with concern. There was more happening than a few meaningless hangouts. Meaningless? No, don't call it that. That's so rude. It's not meaningless. Okay, it's okay. He raised his hand in a calming motion when he noticed your reaction. Let me explain. I noticed Cove's been getting lost in thought more often recently, and he sometimes has his laptop out in the living room. He leaves it laying around the couch or puts it in the coffee table. I have a clear view from it from there, and I can obviously see him looking up stuff on it. Cove keeps searching one phrase and different wordings of it. Then he'll spend ages clicking through the linked results. The line is, how do you make someone happy? Just that again and again. What? What? You had to consciously close your mouth after that. You didn't know what to even say after hearing that revelation. Huh? Mr. Odin gently beamed. Isn't he such a good kid? What the? He continued. Oh my god. I don't... Wow. He continued, but his tone was refooled. Unfortunately, I can relate all too well to that conundrum. Who am I to judge, right? Mr. Holden shrugged in an exaggerated way to lighten the mood back up. Before, I was thinking Cove might have gotten in a fight with somebody. Now it sounds like I was way off the mark. Cove wants to make you happy as a surprise. Wow. Cove clearly has some other plans on the brain. I'm even more confused on whatever this is something I should get into or not. You know, actually, I was wondering if I could have a little chat with him about what? You know, actually, I was wondering if you could have a little chat with him about what's going on. It sounds like you're at the core of Cove's sudden study session, so he might feel more at ease talking about it. Or more embarrassed, but he'd still probably do it. I would really appreciate it. Your gaze trailed over to Mr. Hoden's residence. Mr. Hoden made a very good point, you had to admit. I'll do it. You're also a really good kid. You shook your head with a smile and started walking towards where Cove went. After a few steps, you realized that Mr. Hoden wasn't following. You glanced back at him. Oh, what? Hey, yo, chill! I'm gonna hang out here for a bit. Make sure you have some space to talk without a parent in the way. The door's probably unlocked, so go right in. Okay. You hesitated for a moment. Mr. Hoden's smile faded. Thanks for talking with me. This has been on my mind too, and I think I'll be good to ask Cove if everything's okay. Absolutely. Agreed. It'll all shake out right in the end, I'm sure. Mr. Hoden grew much happier that he was a moment ago feeling ready. You turned right around and went into the house. He probably wasn't expecting me. Hey, Cove was sitting on the couch with his aforementioned laptop open. He peeked up at you with a puzzled look, and then it melted into his mouth. Wah! I thought you were my dad. Did you forget something? What are you doing on your laptop? Now what are you doing on your laptop? You asked the question simply enough while pointing at the computer. Cove's eyes dipped down onto the screen. Nothing really. Why are you here? Cautiously, yes, Cove. Lightheartedly. I don't know. Bluntly, no. I guess lightheartedly, right? Can we talk? Nothing awful. It's just a thing. Okay. Cove closed his laptop and laid it on the couch cushion next to him. He got up, shuffled past the coffee table, and stopped right in front of you. Is everything alright? Yeah, just what's going on, Cove? I was just talking to your dad, and he's been noticing some stuff. Apparently, you've been obsessively looking up how to make someone happy. Is there a reason for that? He noticed that. Are you mad? No, I guess I was really distracted. I didn't think people around would actually be paying attention or taking note of things. He chuckled awkwardly at himself. Cove, will you tell me why you felt like doing that so much? Leo. Hey, chill. Cove looked at you. Oh, what's up, bro? Duh. With large, earnest eyes. I did it because I want to make you happy. I did it because I want you to be happy. Dude, my eyes are tearing up. Dude, you weren't crying when you said this made you cry. Like, I feel like crying right now. His words slammed right through your chest and clung to your heart. There's nothing you could do but stop tears blurring your vision. Oh, I feel like crying too. Oh my god. Cove came out in a whisper as he stepped even closer to you. You could feel the nervous energy coming off of him. His gaze fell to the floor as he defaulted to rubbing at his arm.
Sorry.
I wasn't trying to make you or Dad concerned. I didn't want to upset anyone. Sorry. Don't worry, no one's upset. Cove took a deep breath. You could see in his expression lightened, but he was still lost in thought. What made you start doing all of this now? Of all times?
I don't know.
With a deep frown, Cove looked back at you and repeated the phrase. Each time, the inflection was different. Like he intended to say something different, but was coming up with the same non-reply. I don't know anything. He ran a hand through his hair, trying to understand his own motivations. I guess maybe with everything that's been happening and everything that's coming up soon, it's kind of hit me that we're neighbors. What? A quick snort of air came out from Munoz at his conclusion. Yeah. I mean, you lived right across the street from me for 10 years. The only other kid who grew up in this whole neighborhood is your older sister. His weak smile bent. And then there's our parents. They sure were putting in the effort for the two of us to get to know each other better. My dad literally paid you to be my friend. Cove shook his head with a laugh. His gaze was far away as he nostalgically reflected on the story you had. Basically, everything in our lives was set up for us to be together. It was always effortless. And why not? It practically went without saying that we'd be around each other, but it won't be like that forever. Oh. Our parents can always be there to arrange things. We can't live in the little world of the street forever. Do I even know how to make it work when I don't have every advantage possible? I made you happy in the past, but could I keep doing it? What even is it that I do that makes you happy? But Cove started to run a hand through his hair again, but he stopped partway through. He looked at you earnestly. It was like breathing. When you're going through life, you do what you're doing without even thinking. And then something reminds you that you're breathing, and you become way more conscious of it. Being with you is the same. I do what I normally do without pondering deeply on it, but now all this stuff is making me start thinking about it. Then I couldn't stop thinking about it. I felt like I needed to try harder, to make an effort for the relationship we had. I had to, and well, that's what I did. Cody scratched the back of his neck. He looked sheepishly now. It seemed like such a good idea in my head. It made complete sense, but maybe it was dumb. I would give him a big hug, bro. Crashing your cup, your abs hot. You nearly knocked the air out of his lungs moving so fast, but Cove soon recovered. That's so, like, nice, bro. That's so nice. Stepping back, you took a deep breath. Cove shifted. Harry was standing and watched you bashfully. Cove, you always make me happy. You're surprised at the big one. Nice, you always make me happy. An adoring smile grew on your face as you could see your words sinking. You hoped you understood the depth of your emotions. You make me very happy every day. I care about you. I should be thanking you for everything you've done. Thank you. No, don't cry. Don't cry. There's the next pause where neither of you were certain who was going to speak next. Cove sniffed. Wow. Thank you, Lee. Thanks for looking out for me. Even when I didn't even notice I was doing something worth checking in on. You're amazing. It's no problem. And you meant it. Cove was always there for you when you needed him. You breathed a happy sigh of relief that you were able to work this through. Cove chuckled. Now that everything was out in the open, his words were lighter. I gotta thank my dad too. I can always count on him to be around. I have such good people in my life. He smiled softly. Cove withdrew a bit, looking shyly. Can I still show up tomorrow and invite you on the last surprise outing? Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm looking forward to it. You knew you were smiling like an idiot, but honestly, you didn't mind too much. Spending time with Cove was the easiest thing to you, and the feeling was mutual. Cove watched you with earnest eyes. He simply wanted to spend time having fun with you. Can't wait. Wow! Wow! Really nice. Citrus and sea breeze. He ducked his head, bashfully peering at you from the corners of his eyes. We're kind of in the middle of the living room. What's going on? Wait a minute! All right. You were the one that opened. You're the one who opened the door as you both pitched shoes on. What's going on? Hey, yo, what's going on? Hey, yo, welcome back. Wait. Okay. Don't look. I know it's just text, but don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Hey, yo, what? No, what? Don't look, stop it with the eyes, no more eyes, no! Cove sputter while, oh my god, covering his face with his hands between his fingers and his eyes. Look at you directly. But you have the syllable, other screen like delay, a bit of a constructive form, you get into the action. I have to do all of this! What is the I'm like, hello? I'm not reading it, but you can read it if you want. I'm still not done. Not for this part, but this is a bonus. Oh, that's it. We stop it. Cove was still very close to you, which was nice, possibly too nice. I'ma join in on this too. Ayo. Possibly too nice as the time. Way chill, bro. He took a step back, allowing your breathing to settle down. He seemed just as need for a minute to collect himself. The two of you waited there quietly for a time, the only sound of your gradually slowing breath. Hello? Hello? He cleared his throat, trying to regain some control over the situation. Yeah, home and get some rest. Yeah. He looked at you, attempting to feign an innocent expression.
I mean,
what if something just happened to happen tomorrow? You had to laugh. Cove cracked a smile, acknowledging his poor attempt at How would I walk you back? Yeah, I can manage crossing a road by myself. You stay and get your own rest. Oh, what? Oh my, I think I'm right. Did it come out about there? It's okay, Cammy. Then let me walk you to the door at least. Alright. You silently headed back to the living room together, comfortable with each other's presence. You stopped by the front door. Good night, Lee. His voice is soft, like a comforter. You just wanted to wrap with it wherever. But Cove was right, you had to go for the day. Good night, Cove. With that, you opened the door and stepped outside. When you walked out into the street, you noticed Mr. Holden was still standing out there. I thought you went inside. I mean, by joining the fight, I'm also using the eyes. I was like, hey, yo. He looked up at the sound of the door closing behind you, his phone in hand, and smiled as he sized up the situation.
oh?
You were in there a while. I hope that's good news. Everything is fantastic. I've gotten, thanks for letting me know about this. It's all better now. Glad to hear it. Everything was truly resolved. You exchanged goodnight wishes with Mr. Holden before continuing the brief trip home. Oh my god. Not wishing to disturb anyone, you quietly snuck inside and gently pushed the door closed behind you. As it clicked into place with a minimum of fuss, you let out a sigh. Your mind buzzed as you climbed the steps up to your room. Cove had done so much to make you happy, and you knew he'd be back tomorrow with another big surprise. You were determined to fully appreciate his effort. You wanted to prepare a gift to surprise him with too. You resolved enough. You were surprised. Your resolve was enough. Your resolved enough was enough. What, you gonna thank him? You're gonna thank him with a gift and surprise him with the change of plans. I don't want to change his plans. I'll just get a gift for him. I'll get him like a card. Okay, so my favorite part is next. It's solely based on your choice here. Really? Okay, let me save it here then. Thank you for the tip. Then I think I don't want to derail him, like, his plans. Like, that's just, I feel like I'm gonna mess it up. And he's like prepared for it, so I'm not gonna mess it up. I'm just gonna give him a gift, like a card or something. I don't know. But surprising him is so cute. I mean, as much as I don't know. I think I'm just gonna prepare a gift. I feel bad like derailing his plans, because if he made plans, then I feel bad like derailing it. But I'll look at surprise and I'll tell you what I think about it. After. COVID brought you 2 gifts already. The odds of a third was coming. It was time to turn the tables and have something ready to give him. Surprising him is what makes me cry. Really? At this hour, it's easy said than done. I started, like, tearing up earlier. Most stores are long closed, and Cove would be here bright and early to surprise you tomorrow morning. That ruled out purchasing a gift the way he'd done for you. Luckily, you know Cove hauled in enough to see a solution to this problem. Your neighbor was always a happy boy to receive what was given food. You were sure you could rustle something fitting that description out of the kitchen, one way or another. Feeling invigorated, you spun around and sped backwards downstairs. It was time to put your plan into action. I do not know. You were a disaster. You were gonna find something that he loved that didn't even approach it. How do you manage making something you love? You struggle with cooking. You have to find something. That didn't need preparation. While your taste didn't always match perfectly with Cove, you were sure that he'd be that there would be some kind of snack here that would suit his wide plate. You dug around in the kitchen, rummaging in cupboards, looking for inspiration. You weren't sure what you were looking for, only that you'd know when you saw it. Stumbling across a sea bag of salt and vinegar chips, you grinned. You loved what... I think you saw the part of me that happens like some and realizing it's too late. It's okay, don't even worry about it. I felt that. It was a good thing your mom had a taste for those terrible chips too. You dusted off your hands, satisfied with the job well done. Your mission accomplished, you headed back up to your room. You took the steps lightly, feeling buoyant as you imagined how happy Cove would be with your unexpected gift. Cove was working so hard to make you happy. You dearly wanted your partner to be happy too. You could only hope your efforts would work as well as for him as his plans were working for you. You woke up early the next day, ready and waiting for Cove's inevitable appearance. The gift you arranged last night was ready for you to grab as soon as he showed up. Your ears were perked, listening for the doorbell, but instead, what you heard was a familiar rap. Honestly, does it count as an Indian though? If it was never gonna go any further than me, I don't know. I was like, cause I don't know. Honestly, on the window pane. There was no need to look at who he was. Only one visitor used your window as his personal entranceway. Getting up, you headed over to let him in. Why? It is the only person that fit closest to what I wrote. That's fair. You gazed into your neighbor's face as you unfastened the window, opening it wide. He smiled at you, still crouched on the window ledge. Hi. Cove's laugh was as airy as cotton candy sold on the boardwalk. He was in good spirits. Surprise. Oh yeah. I'm really keeping on your toes. You on your toes. What will I do next? He waggled his eyebrows at the joke as you stepped back to let him enter the room. Today, he clambered through with extra difficulty thanks to the object he was clutching securely. You guessed it was another gift. Thank you. And I didn't mean it to. No, don't even worry about it. It's alrighty. There was no point in ignoring the obvious. You wanted him to know that you were grateful for his kindness. Cove smiled sheepishly as he held out the present to you. With a bit of fare, Cove clinked together 2 mugs. Like he was giving a toast. Both cups were stamped with the Sunset Birdtown symbol. One for you and one for me. I thought it'd be pretty fitting with us sticking it out here for a while longer. Wow! Matching mugs! His eyes were trained on you, searching for your emotion on it. I hope you like it. You shook your head off. Only Cove would come up with a gift like that at a time like this. He simply grinned at you, as if knowing what you were thinking. This is so nice. The gift is based on plans you decided to... Oh, the gift is based on... Oh. You decided at the start of the step... Oh, wait. What did I choose at the start of the step? Oh my god, what? I don't remember. I don't remember what it. Oh, now this is getting real. This means a lot to me. He chuckled subconsciously as he gave a long took to the meaningful gift he had selected. It was as if it was growing heavier in his hands. I really do support your goals. I just want to let you know that. Yeah, I know. Then you accepted the thoughtful present into your own. If it's sunset bird, she chose to. Oh, if it's sunset bird amongst, I think it means you chose to stay local and live here with Cove. Oh yeah. Oh, I kind of remember. That sounds familiar. Only once he transferred ownership and cemented it with your approval did Cove straighten up and pull himself together.
Well.
Wait, you're streaming again? I am streaming again. Well, okay, well, would it be alright for me to take you out today? We could, I don't know, go ice skating. He smirked, already anticipating you say yes. Of course. That's so nice. His expression brightened further. That was exactly what he hoped you.
Thanks.
You're glad to see how happy your acceptance had made him. Before Cove could whisk you away on another big outing, you made your own move. Your surprise would be better now than when you got back late that night. Actually, before we go, I got something for you too. Ice skating is fun. It's nice to see him so out of his comfort zone. True. I thought ice skating would be like... I thought the aquarium was like... would be fun for him. I bonked the mic. Because it's kind of like ocean stuff. But then I also thought ice skating would be fun for him because it's kind of like, I don't know, athletic stuff. He liked athletic stuff. And I was like, Wait, really? It was amazing how surprised he was. COVID spent 3 days raining gifts and special trips on you. But he hadn't at all counted on you doing something in return. What is it? Stay here for a second, I'll show you. Okay. He watched you expectantly as you turned around to head downstairs. You reached where all the salt and vinegar chips were waiting and collected the prize as you flipped back around to your room, gift in hand. There was a smile playing out across your face. Hey, they got you chips, fam. Cove was patiently waiting where you left him. I didn't think it would be chips. I thought we would like... I don't know what I was thinking. Tapping his finger against the side of his pants. Oh, hope you're hungry. Isn't it? Here it is. You looked curiously, barely believing that you'd gone to the effort to select a present for him in such a short notice. You handed the gift over for his inspection. His eyes widened as he saw the treat. A laugh escaped from him. You know me so well, it's perfect. Go pop the bag open and dove right in. He crumbled a handful of chips in his mouth. What the freak? Even if his manners were falling short of ideal right now, you knew that he'd be careful when opening the bag and eating chips. You appreciated him making an effort to not get too many crumbs on your floor, the same way he did his car. Cove wiped his mouth with the back of his hand, now a little calmer after the initial burst of excitement. His feeling instead was settled into an easy warm affection.
It's nice.
Thank you for this. It's so nice of you. You're welcome. You're welcome. His features softened as he felt like you were being thoroughly appreciated. So nice. The food he gave was also getting its due attention. He had gotten for a seventh. Wow. He had already gone for a second serving. You couldn't blame his indulgence. That said, the amount she'd given him was enough for several servings, far more than even Cove could usually finish at once. He made sure of it. But as you continued to devour it, you started to suspect that polishing it all off was the goal. In spite of the generous portion, he was willing to try and eat it all in order to show you how he's trying to eat the entire bag of chips like here now. How much he liked the present. You're gonna make yourself sick, bro. You're gonna make yourself sick. After all, you were gonna be in a warm car together very soon. Eating too much is a good way to spell trouble. Cove finished his current bite and let out a satisfied sigh.
Alright.
I'll stop for now. There's other stuff to do and I can have more later. He smiled at him, relieved that your gift could be enjoyed, not inhaled. You clapped your hands, signaling that your diversion had to come to an end. Alright, now you can head out for your surprise too, Cove laughed. Yours was a better surprise for sure. It was a real one. Don't. Oh dear boy, please don't overeat and make it hard to skate. I thought like we're ice skating. You need to chill. There's so much chips, bro. I mean, if I was given a bag of chips, I'd eat all the chips and then and then nag. And then the bag. And then the bag? Bro. Oh my god. Yours was a better surprise for sure. It was a real one, but yeah. He grinned broadly as if the exchange had fired him up even further. I'm definitely gonna take you out now. Cove offered. Oh! He took it and palmed him on and got it along. What if the moms are there? Ayo, chill! Hand in hand, you up down the stairs together, out of the house and into the neighborhood. Cove's car was parked nearby. He unlocked it, allowing you to reach your regular spot in the passenger seat. Cove paused to put what remained of his presents safely away before popping into the driver's seat. Oh my, what spirit spelling error? He set off, beginning your trip to the third and final activity of Cove's grand happiness plan. I don't mind. Nah, don't worry about it. Now that you were, what, did I skip it? Oh no. Now that you were sitting down for the drive, it felt like a good moment to regain your bearings. You shrugged your pack into your lap and began thumbing through your things to make sure that you're in your hurry to leave you hadn't forgotten anything important. Where are we going? Ice skating? You dress normally, but pack some extra layers in case. You dress just normally, but to hopefully be prepared for the trip. Didn't bring any extra layers. I don't remember. What was I think I was just dressed warmly. But in the meantime, you're left to sweat under the salty heat of the sun. You zipped it closed again and Cove began to speak, raising his voice to be heard over the ambient noise of the car ride. So... Ice skating. This is gonna be crazy. Having fun with water that's frozen? Unheard of. He chuckled at his own joke. You shook your head to him, though you couldn't help grinning as a silly comment. Who knows, maybe in colder places it's the opposite. That's weird. As you looked at him, you caught a glimpse of the back seat. It was empty, which wouldn't be strange any other day. You didn't bring a jacket? Nope. You know I hate extra layers. There aren't really any parents around to force me to do it now. But it's gonna be cold, isn't it? Bro, what is that? What is that? You scolded him for me. You simply shook your head. It was unsurprising. You're content to silently accept that as the reality of Cove Holden. You laid your arm against the window, the scenery outside passing by in a blur until you finally arrived at the ice skating ring. The two of you, the universal parking lot. The two of you grabbed your things and got out of the car. A wave of heat so thick it felt like you were swimming in it hit you as soon as you set foot onto the sun hot as well. He hasn't experienced cold. He doesn't know better. Oh, that's true. Cove fell in step next to you, dragging the back of his arm across his face. You and Cove exchanged looks. Well, here we are. He tilted his smile. His tilted smile seemed to say. The skating ring was a large building of glass and concrete with its name plastered in simple white letters above its entrance. The nondescript flat rooftop-style architecture reminded you a bit of the local mall. Bruh, for real, all the parking lots look the same at IRL. That's kind of true. You went in. As the door slid shut behind you, you heard Cove's sharp intake of breath. You glanced over at him, seeing the stunned look on his face, his lips drawn tight in a frown. It's really cold in here. I guess you Cove to cold, bruh. Oh, you dark. Of course I told you it's cold. Are you gonna be okay? Cove bobbed his head up and down, wrapping his arms around himself. It's fine. I'm fine. We're still gonna have fun. Don't worry about it. Oh my god, bro. That's true. I just realized he hasn't experienced a cold. I guess he lived before in Nevada. Is that like... I've never been to Nevada. I think it's hot though. He gave you a smile that was probably meant to reassure you. But it wasn't... He had no idea. He did not. But it wasn't very convincing when he was speaking through chattering teeth. How about you? How are you feeling? I wish I'd brought even more layers. I'm feeling it's not too bad. There's no denying that the building was chilly, but once you relaxed, it was bearable. He laughed briefly. That's good. Your neighbor shuddered dramatically, almost retracting his head into his shirt in his renewed effort to keep warm. Tough luck for him. Nah, bro. I guess the only option. This is kind of mean. So the only option I feel like is this. You took a step towards him and wrapped. You hope eventually become warm. For a second, his body went even more rigid, but he quickly relaxed and gave you a subconscious smile.
Thank you.
I'm happy too. His shy chuckle shook through his abdomen. You felt it on the side of your body right before he put his arm. Wait, what? On the side of your body right before you put his arm around your waist. Inside him, no problem with it. Thank you. Like this, the two of you ambled over to the rental counter together. A slight awkward process that you had unsure if you were going to forward or sideways. The clerk ended up giving you two funny looks over the top of her glasses as you went through the process of paying for admission and finding skates in your shoe size. But through it all, Cove didn't shiver once. Really? Eventually, you had your skates. It was particularly well-worn set. Still sturdy, but where it had once been blue, it was now faded. And where it had been white, it was now closer to tan. With some time and a low bench, you were both set up and with the rented shoes now stood by the opening to the ring. It was in oblong shape, surrounded by a panel walls with rails. Oh my god. You were a little soon to see that there were others dressed in t-shirts and shorts. You turned to Cove to point it out. The answering laugh that came sounded a little distracted.
Well,
here we go. Tentatively, you took one step outside into the ice rink. Oh, geez, be careful, bro. The series of movements that followed were reminiscent of a jack-in-a-box swinging back and forth on its spring. You thought that you might laugh, but it died in your throat when, for one heart-lurching second, Cove's upper body tipped forward at a 90-degree angle. Oh, jeez, bro. Oh, jeez. He doesn't know how. His hand shot out, slapping against the ledge, running along the perplexed glass panels on the side of the ring. A relief sigh left both him and you. He was mumbling to himself as he craned his head back. You must have caught the alarm on your face because it gave you a smile as shaky as his footing. I'll make it work. It was nice to see you go first time without trying, but you've done it before. I've done it. I've gone ice skating before, but I don't know if I remember how to ice skate. But I have done it. You came forward to join him, and I don't. You barely moved a foot before I needed to grab the side. A little shaky, I think. On wobbly legs, you somehow made your way over to Cove. He looked at you with an understanding smile. We'll both work on it? Yeah. It's kind of amazing we're seriously ice skating right now, but this is what we decided to do. I should stop being surprised over everything. Let's skate. Alright, let's do it. The two of you developed a cautious rhythm, drawing long, slow circles around the edge of the ring side by side. Neither of you were experts. In fact, it was hard to tell who was worse. There were no complaints from either party when the pace was kept slow, or even stopped entirely whenever one of you needed to grab onto the ledge or again. Despite how ungraceful of a pair you were, it was fun. White puffs of air released from you and Cove as you laughed and cheered each other on for the smallest achievement. There were also plenty of moments spent clinging onto each other for added warmth against the unrelenting chill of the space. The hours slid right past you, and just like that, it was suddenly time to call it a day. After returning the borrowed skates, Cove and you ventured back out into the California air. Even though, dude, I remember, I think it feels weird going on, like, what is it? I feel like roller skates and ice skates would be similar. Like, you would have the roller skates on for a long period of time and just get to, like, moving like that. And then you put on regular shoes and you would still think you're, like, on the roller skates or ice skates. And you would, like, I don't know. It happened most of the time when I go skating. Like, with roller skates, I would feel like I'm still using my roller skates. And I would, like, wobble after putting on my regular shoes. It would take me, like, a second to actually, like, properly, like, move in my shoes. Because I've had the skates on for so long. After returning the borrowed skates, Cove and you ventured back out into the California air. Even though the sun was almost behind the horizon, it was still a plaid warmer than inside the ring. Cove rushed over to his car, his shivering hand close to yours. You let him pull you forward in a mad dash to the vehicle. Doors were open and closed. Seats were taken, the engine switched on, and the heat turned to max. And that Cove finally relaxed. Euphoria. After ice skating, we feel numb. It gets hard to stand. Exactly! It kind of gets hard to, like, wow. Coincidentally, when I got vaccinated today, it was at an ice ring. It actually wasn't so bad if the cold was appreciated compared to how hot it was outside. That's like a switch, bro. Going from the cold to the hot. Oh my god, bro. I haven't been in an ice skating ring in so long. At that, Cove finally relaxed. Euphoria into the freezing cold had ended, and nicely at that. On the return leg of the journey, you felt Cove blast deep into a world of thought. Typically, even when conversation was exhausted, his eyes would flicker to you occasionally and exchange smiles at each other's gestures. This time his focus was split purely between the road and the recess of his mind. But as there was no sign of trouble on his features, you were happy to let him mumble over whatever he needed to in peace. The trip drifted by in a comfortable silence. Before long, you're back in the neighborhood. You each left through your respective sides, and Cove stepped around the vehicle to stand with you. Wordlessly, he gestured to your home. He was intending to take you there. Perhaps he felt the trip wasn't truly over until you were literally inside your house. You contentedly continued to go with Cove on his whims, and you went inside. Oh, what? He came inside. Once under the light of your living room lamps, his eyes locked onto yours.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. I know all of this was a lot, but I really did have so much fun. Ha! He grinned in an almost conspiratorial way. We really did it. This whole entire dumb plan of mine. I was happy it all became a reality. I hope you're happy too. I've never been happy. All I want is for you to be happy. Yes, I am. I don't know what to say. All I want is for you to be happy. I don't know, man. Yeah, never been happier. The smile he wore was small, even restrained compared to some of the grins he'd flashed earlier, but it was with a calm, comforting contentment. In this moment, he was as joyful as you've ever seen him. His next word escaped in a whisper. Oh, no one makes you feel the way you do. But he moved the conversation along before you had a chance to react to that admission. It had to be intentional.
Leo.
What? Could I ask you along what? Could I ask you along to what? Could I ask for you to go along with one more surprise? His voice was gentle, as if he implored you for a little more. The question itself was a surprise. Another? You could hardly believe that there was even more hidden up his sleeve. Cove chuckled quietly, nodding his head ever so slightly. A new one. I think I don't want to go home already. Not yet. And going back to one of our usual spots sounds fantastic after all this new stuff we went through. My nails are yellow! Your hand lifted up to his face against his ear. Not either. But I've learned you got a weird definition of surprise over these past few days. Coming from you, a request like that isn't a surprise at all. You smiled brightly back at him.
Yeah.
Wow! You're right. I'm bad at surprises. What a surprise. The two of you laughed together over the silliness of this one mini adventure Cove had conducted. Thanks for saying yes, anyway. Let's go. You walked down your usual path, side by side, hand in hand. You turned the same path many times. By all rights, the novelty should have been long gone, but you found fulfillment in every step you took. You're sure you always would, with Cove supporting you along the way. Whether he was near or far, it didn't matter in the end. He would always be there for you. With the little plan of Cove's drawing to a close, you might have... I love this point. This is so sweet. You might have expected to feel a little wistful. It had been an exciting few days, but there was no need to yearn for what was gone. After all, you knew that the two of you would always find new ways to bring a smile to the other's face. It's what you both did, and you were looking forward to new surprises already. No, it's over. No, it's over. That's was really nice. That was really nice. What the freak, man? I want to see what made you like cry though. I do want to see. That was nice. That was really nice. This one was really, really nice though. It was so sweet. I do think these two are my favorite. Happiness and Serendipity. These two are so good. We got to see Shiloh. Shiloh. I'm definitely playing like XOXO droplets, but like this was so good. That was something else for real. I'm literally going insane. Like, that was so sweet. That was so sweet. Oh, shit. I saved over it. I like saved. I'm saving so much. Okay, 14. That was. I'm just. I didn't think they would put that in though. That one part, like when we met up. That was kind of unexpected. That was a little unexpected. That was really unexpected. That made me want to like go insane. That made me really want to go insane. Yeah. Okay, I'll start. And then summer ended. I guess this is the last part because there's no part 4 right now. I'll play part 4 when it comes out, like later at the end of the year, I think is what was said. But right now, I guess summer ended, right? Yeah. And then summer ended. No, I don't want it to end though. But this is kind of no. This is sad. I don't want summer to end though. But it has to be done. Just realized. I just realized 1, I am Gammy Kit. 2, you pinned my comment. 3, Cove will be missed. That's so much. I saw the flower. I was like, that's nice. I was gonna pin a comment anyways because I was gonna do like my usual like ayo. Like, what is it? What do I usually put? Like please be respectful and like that sort of stuff. But I was like, whatever, I'll pin that because sunflowers, sunflower supremacy. I love sunflowers. So, and summer ended. Yep. No, it's really ending. No, moths bounce against your window, attracted by the light of your room. A siren called. Oh my god. A siren called in the slow darkening sky. Just as the day was coming to an end, so too would summer. Liz would be moving back into the dorms before long. Luckily, Leah had been able to come and stay for a short trip before her own journey began. She officially been accepted to her first choice college a few weeks ago. This was her last chance to see you all in person for. You flicked through the plans for the next few months, realizing you didn't even know what you'd have when you'd have the opportunity for everyone to be in the same place again. It was hard to think that you'd likely be seeing even less of your cousin going forward, but you were delighted that she was pursuing her dreams. While you were still with each other, your family. Oh wow, sunflower, huh? You know, should. Gammy, I'm looking at. I'm still saying sunflower supremacy. Sunflower supremacy. That's all I gotta say. You were still with the. Wow. Oh my god. You were delighted she was pursuing her dreams. While you were still with each other, your family was going to have dinner together. As ever, the Holdens were tagging along too. I've been trying to sign this certain post from the Go Patch Tumblr blog, but having difficulties. Oh. Let's go to a tropical place, because that's where we met, that's where we took Kyra, isn't it? Duh. You hadn't really discovered the tropical restaurant until you were a bit older, but everyone in... I like suntan. Suntan is good. You hadn't really discovered the tropical restaurant until you were a bit older, but everyone's enthusiasm had resulted in so many visits that you'd more than make up for lost time. Liz and Lee were excited to squeeze in another trip before setting off again. Technically, you were getting ready to go out, though your mind was only half on the task. It was a pleasant, warm evening, the kind that the vacation feeling, and you were in no mood to spoil it by rushing around. While idly gazing at your room, you spotted a small cluster of unopened envelopes that must have been left for your parent earlier. You headed over to the table to flick through anything of interest. Keel likes basketball. Basketball. Hey. As a child, any correspondent felt exciting due to its rarity. You recognize now that most of it was mundane. But as you were checking any mail, you got more regularly as of late. There was something you were expecting. Wow, oops. You stopped at the crisp white envelope. The logo proudly proclaimed the Slender, the school you applied to. You opened it. Some people say your favorite character to the go. Sheesh, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Listen, I don't need to be called out. Leave me. I did not need to be called. That just hit where. Oh my god. I'm not. You took a deep breath and you opened it instantly. You had to see what it was going to say, regardless of whether it was good or bad, as soon as you could. You pulled apart the glued flap on front of the envelope and extracted the letter. Your eyes darted over the message, rushing past the pleasantries to get to the heart of the matter. The blood pounding in your heart deafened you to the world outside that you were contained within these letters. Your heart skidded to heist as you read your verdict. You've been accepted. You were relieved. I didn't really care about college applications. If I got in, I got in. If I didn't, okay. The tension flooded out of your body with such intensity that you needed to slump against the wall for support. That was not me. What? I wanted to keep this news to myself for now. You tried your best to finish getting yourself ready for the dinner ahead. It was a strain. Your mind had only half been on the task before. Now with the news fresh in your mind, it was a struggle to concentrate on anything else. You kept having to recall your thoughts away from the future and back to the present. Time was against you. Mom soon called from downstairs that it was time to go. You had to check the time. Sure you had 10 or at least 5 minutes left? You're wrong. You tore downstairs, attempting to juggle your composure among the hurry and excitement. Your moms, who turned to greet you as you arrived, swapped silent, knowing looks. They couldn't possibly have figured out what happened, or so you hoped, as your moms... Wow. Bean! I love you. As they were pretty good at telling things without being told. You watched them hunting for any further signs that they were on the case, but none came. For now, it didn't seem like they knew what was happening. Not exactly, at least, but things were definitely happening. And even if they didn't know for sure what you were cooking up, they could smell something in the air. Wow. Everyone piled into the car. While it was marketed as being suitable to hold 5 people, in practice, it made it for a very fit tight. Your mom sitting in the front were fine. You, Liz, and Lee were squished in the back. Lee in the middle, wedged between you and your sister. But Mom was an excellent timekeeper. Thanks to her efforts, you pulled up near the restaurant on time. The process of getting out of the car was slightly easier than squeezing into it. Much less coordinated, required to release seatbelts than to secure them. Wow. You gave Lee a hand as she climbed out from the middle seat, then headed into the building as a group. The waiter greeted... This is where we first, hung out with Kyra. The waiter greeted you as he entered. Ma let him know that many of you were... Ma let him know how many of you there were. There? Would be in total. And he went to arrange a table that met your needs. He returned promptly to guide you to your seats. You perched comfortably in your chair, your head held aloft, as if buoyed by today's good fortune. Your family settled down around you, all cheerful and looking forward to the evening ahead. Kyra is wonderful, for real. She's so good. Your drinks order had just been taken when the Holdens came through the door. They were pointed in your direction, though with Mom waving an arm in the air, it was hardly necessary. Cove and Mr. Holden came to join you at the table. As greetings were being exchanged, Cove took a seat opposite to you. It had been left empty by unspoken acknowledgement that you and Cove would be wanting to sit together. Mr. Holden sat beside him. Wow. It's good to see you. I'm glad you can make it. Hello, everyone. You wouldn't believe how hungry I am.
I see.
You came to the right place then. There's some laughter, though. Lizzie groaned playfully, shaking her head at Mom's sense of humor. Growing up, she'd have to complain, and Mom would have responded by making another comment. Liz had mellowed over the years, but she still made a show of despairing at Mom's jokes. Her reaction to them had become a joke on its own right. Wow. Menus were soon passed around. Menus! What did I say? Were soon passed around and temporarily hush fell over the table as everyone read. It didn't last long, punctured by the comments about what people had eaten here before and the light chatter about what people were considering tonight. Once the waiter had disappeared with your orders, Cliff piped up.
Okay.
Oh, so I've got some good news. Kyra's making a trip out here tomorrow. Cove nodded, turning from his father to the rest of the table. Yeah, we talked about it and figured it was a good time for everyone. That's great. Everyone reacted positively to the news, though Ma looked wistful.
That's a shame.
If only we'd known. Here we are having a big meal without her. If we'd waited one day, she could have joined us. Mom patted Ma on the back, gently nudging her from the realm of possibilities and what-ifs, and back to the evening that was going so well. Chin up. Leah and Liz will be here tomorrow. We'll still be here tomorrow. We'll just have to throw another get-together and keep the fun train along. Ma smiled warmly, taking Mom's hand in hers. That's true. There's plenty to celebrate right now, but there'll be more good news and good times on the horizon.
Right.
And speaking of, that's not all we've got either. Oh, what? Mr. Holden's eyes were alight as he sat up straight in his chair, face angled towards his son. What is he saying? What's up? He barely let a beat go before nudging Cove with his elbow, pushing him to follow up on the announcement. He was the very picture of a proud pa. Oh, that's so nice. Mr. Holden's so, sweet. Cove shielded from the limelight, ducking his head down and staring at his lap as he spoke. Well, it's just I've switched over working full-time instead of only part-time. Plus, I've been looking at apartments. There's a few I can choose from. He's gonna move out! He flicked his gaze upon everyone at the table, a smile creeping over his face. It'll be pretty busy going forward. Apartment. He was moving. Cove was gonna move out of his dad's house. After 10 years, he wasn't gonna be in your neighborhood anymore. Aw. Mr. Honan gripped one of Cove's shoulders, and it gave a loving shake. His excitement couldn't be contained. That's kind of sad, but also proud of it. But at the same time, it's kind of making me sad how, the MC, I guess, described it. Incredible. Cove's actually going to make it to adulthood. It's a miracle. Mr. Holden leaned back in his chair, staring up at the ceiling in mock wonder.
I'm so glad.
I wasn't... What? I thought I heard it. The cars are going crazy outside. I think there's another race. I wasn't convinced that I'd be able to reel a kid all the way to this point. Usually... Oh, damn. Yeah, it's late. But thankfully, I lucked out on getting the best boy a dad could ask for. Aw. Dad. Cove blinkered his vision with his hands on side of his face, temporarily blocking his father from sight. Despite his genuine bashfulness, which left him unable to meet anyone's eyes after all the attention thrust his way, he was happy.
Thanks.
This is really lucky too. You're a good dad. Come here. Mr. Oden threw an arm around Cove's neck, pulling him to a close hug as close to a hug as the seating allowed. He rubbed his cheeks on the top of his son's head while Cove chuckled, accepting the affection with good humor. He looked around at the faces of the company here. You'd been on this journey with everyone for years, seen them falter and grow, and they had watched you go through the same. Cove was leaving his family home. Liz was heading back to college, while Lee was starting at hers. Starting hers. You were staying close, but it was clear you were all heading in different directions to different destinations. Somewhere near... I might head out. It's been fun. Thank you. Thank you, Gammy. I'll see you next time. Somewhere near and some far. But it wouldn't be long until you were all going your own way. It was bittersweet. You turned your head to the side, wistfully not wanting to spoil the evening with your troubles. You're glad everyone was succeeding, but the idea of splitting up gave you a twinge of regret. These people had been key pillars of your life. Days ahead without them, no matter how bright and shiny, felt a little empty. Like a theme park after closing time. I might have to go soon. I'm getting sleepy. Don't worry about it. Thanks for vibing. It's kind of late. I'm just gonna finish this part and then pass out. Watch. I don't know. Let me see. I'll save it. Bop. Another save. Honestly, I would like constantly think about this, but I don't want to ruin it. Nah, I'll go with what I think. Oh, what? Hey, yo, no, wait, do not. Ah, man, this isn't what I wanted, though. Cove brought some attention to himself with the clearing of his throat and a small interjection. I'm gonna stretch my legs while we're waiting for the food and everything.
Sure.
With a tiny smile, he nodded at his dad, but the lightness of expression faded when he moved to face you. Wanna come? Oh, he was attempting to be subtle, but there was very obviously something on his mind, something he wanted to talk to you about alone. You looked up at him listlessly as he rose from his seat. You weren't sure if you felt like talking, but having an excuse to get some space didn't sound like a horrible idea, so you nodded. Take care. Take care. With those parting words, the two of you walked about the place. He was actually trying to get as far away from everyone else as possible without actually exiting the building. What'd you need to say? He hadn't admitted that that was what this was about. But he didn't need to.
What's wrong?
I was gonna say something about all that stuff my dad brought up, but are you okay? What? Oh, shit! He peered at you, and you could tell his concern was earnest. You were being distant, he had noticed. Ah. Do I look okay? No, I'm not gonna say that. Why are you so worried? There's nothing wrong. No, I'm alright. Are you worried about things ending? Ah, he knew. He continued to look deeply into your eyes. All you could focus on was the aqua blue of his iris and the concerned crinkle of his eyelids. You know, I'm anxious about it too. What do you think, Cove? I would let him keep talking. You gave him nothing. You gave him nothing to go off of, but he could somehow still tell he wasn't far off. Cove's expression dropped. There was something horrified in his eyes. What's up? Even when I'm not across the street anymore, you can always call or text. I don't care how late it is. We'll talk every day. I'm sure we'll do. He clenched his arms around his wrist tightly.
Leo.
No, I don't want to lose my Hadley. His voice was quiet, barely a whisper. He paused to take you in, and then his voice came out louder but meek. This really matters to me. A lot more than anything else. There was steel in his eyes, a rare firmness that you didn't see from Cove often. You continued to feel upset. Your feelings had been dragged out on you, and you had no chance of calming down. Oh, shoot. You couldn't help but feel like you were losing him. Cove was leaving you. No!
So sorry.
He didn't want to make you feel bad by bringing this up. Just, I don't know what I wanted. Oh, no, but I felt I had to say something about this. If not now, then when? Out of the corner of your eye, you noticed a nearby table of people were staring. Cove's outburst had attracted attention. The eyes on you just made things worse. You felt overwhelmed, smothered by everything going on. You couldn't handle this. No, I need some air alone. Cove seemed pained, but he didn't protest when you rushed past him and left the restaurant. There was nowhere else to go but out. You stepped onto the sidewalk. A couple cars drove by on the main street, and the breeze hit your face. You took a few deep breaths now that the conversation was no longer suffocating you. You weren't sure what to do next. Gaining space has been the only plan. You patted your sides on reflex and pulled out the spare key for your mom's car. Walking fast, you went down the sidewalk to the part of the street where your parents had parked. You remember going past a particular building on the way to the restaurant and managed to backtrack your way to the car without incident. You unlocked the car. You unlocked the car with a shaky push of a button. The headlights flashed. You pulled open one of the back doors and tucked yourself inside. You shut the car door. The car beeped when you locked it again. While putting the key away, you switched it out for your phone. There was concerned messages from your family. Were you okay? Was there something happening? Another text came in from your sister at that moment. You didn't respond to any of it and held down the power button. You looked back at your phone and stared at the black blank screen. You could see part of your face reflecting back on you. Then you dropped your phone on the seat. Your breathing slowed to a pace, and you were paralyzed when you were sat. You weren't even sure what you were waiting for there. Then you tried to. I would relax. I don't know. You took a few deep breaths and tried to calm yourself. It was hard to get around your feelings of dread. A few minutes passed by. You breathed in the quiet. The car started to get warm, but you didn't feel like turning it on to get the AC or roll down the windows. You wanted to text Cove where you went, so you didn't. Where you want to text your family? I'll just text Cove. You picked up your phone from the cushion and pushed the power button. It took a minute to boot up. There are plenty of additional messages. You plan on checking out your family's text later and tapped on Cove's number first. You could imagine him worrying about you. Hopefully, at least knowing you were somewhere secure would be enough. Your thumbs patted across the screen as you typed out, "I went to my mom's car, don't worry." Cove responded fast. It was almost immediate. Your phone displayed a message that said no and nothing else. What? You're about to send a question mark when another text followed. Can I come in? What? You looked up from your phone out the windows. Nothing stood out as obvious as Cove's shape. It wasn't easy to miss. You're ready to text him back when you saw a shack of green out at the corner of your eye. Cove stood up. He'd been sitting on the pavement leaning against the car door. Oh, snap! He straightened out and smiled carefully. Ah. He pointed towards the closed car door and raised his shoulders in a clear question. You wanted to know if it was okay to hop in. You nodded, not seeing the point of keeping him awkwardly outside. Cove walked around to the other side of the car, opposite of you. He put his hand on the door handle and pulled. He tried to open the door and obviously wasn't expecting it to be locked. He pressed the unlock button and he smiled after he heard the click. He sat down, then quietly closed the door behind him. For a moment, he faced straight ahead. His hands flinched when he got halfway through putting on his seatbelt before he realized that he wasn't actually going anywhere. He dropped his arms and the seatbelt slithered back up to the side of the car. Neither of you seemed to know what to say now. Eventually, Cove turned to face you. He seemed serious. Everyone cared when you left the restaurant. They all wanted to be here, but I promised that I'd look out for you. Ah! He gripped the sides of his cushion and regarded his lap. Like Liz, she told me that I'd better not be making things worse, or I'd never be considered a trusted adult for the rest of my life. But yeah, everyone's here for you, even if it's just me in the car. Okay. Cove stared deep into your eyes. He noticed some redness around his. You noticed some redness around his. Was he crying? You can do it. We can do it, Lee. Make a good life for ourselves. No matter how hard it seems, you're gonna make me cry. He gripped your shoulders, and you knew that he was doing his best to project confidence. He wasn't sure about himself, but he was trying for your sake. You suddenly remembered a long time ago, a teeny tiny little boy who had been scared of an unseen monster in the wild. Even though his small fist had shaken with fear, he had still been as brave as he could, because he'd known you were afraid. Cove had always done his best to be strong for you when you needed it. This is like making me cry. I might have to go soon. I'm gonna sleep. It's okay. This is like tear-jerking for me. Oh my god, this hurts, bro. He definitely was not tiny anymore, but he was still taking care of you. You didn't have to. Yeah, you're right. You beamed at him with encouragement. He relaxed. He seemed comforted by your agreement. As a spirit. Funny how you said that when you were just thinking of old ghosts. Cove then studied you from over his shoulder with a soft expression. He twisted his body to the side and held up his open arms. You raised your eyebrows. Go on, I'm gonna hug you. He's gonna hug! You pulled yourself forward towards the middle seat so you could reach him properly. You had to climb over one of his legs that he was resting across the seat. He turned so he was completely sideways in his seat. Back pressed to the car door and made space in front of him for you. You settled down against him and leaned against his chest. You wrapped both of his arms around you and rested one of his cheeks on the top of your head. It's very snug. You used your forehead gently to relax into him. You really understand emotiony and citrusy. He made you feel secure and precious. Despite the cramped back seat of the car, Cove was very comfortable, and his reassurance was nice. He was right here, and he cared, and it was hard to dwell on the future troubles when he was doing his best to comfort you.
Hey.
What? His voice is calming, and his eyes are full of fondness for you. His mouth cracked into a crooked smile. I have a great plan. We can just stop thinking about the future and all that. And all of that. You had no idea what he meant. He didn't acknowledge your confusion, and continued. I'll still get that little apartment, and you can move to it. I'll stay close to here as possible. I'll get a new job on the shopping street. I'll sell pretzels. He lightly struck your head as he spoke. On the word pretzels, he traced the loop-de-loop shape on. You had suspicion he was supposed to be a pretzel. You can probably fall into a job there too. You could also sell pretzels. We'll be business partners. Duh. And then we'll do that forever. We'll never have to worry about what to do or where to go, letting ourselves change ever again. What do you think? I don't want him to change his like plans because he probably had like a plan for the future to begin with, but he's changing his plans because I got upset. I laughed through the tears. I feel like crying right now, so that's what I'm doing. It's so ridiculous. You couldn't help but laugh when you could feel your eyes water. Is it bad that I actually like this out of that plan? There's no way we're doing that. Cove, that plan sucks. I don't know, man. It's perfect. You're a genius. Cove chuckled, appearing entirely too innocent. I'm pleased you agree. I can't wait. Pretzels and you. What is it? What kind of pretzels will we sell? All types. Cheese pretzels, cinnamon pretzels, pepper pretzels. But yeah, I like your peppers. I'm sorry. I've never heard of pepper pretzels. You'd seen spicy pretzels before or jalapeno cheese pretzels, but your phrasing of pepper pretzels made it seem weird. Cove waved off your misgivings. Pretzels already have salt. It makes sense that we'd go for pepper next. It was fun not to be serious for a bit, though soon Cove's tone changed. He started to speak, but drifted off. All the sounds of the world outside were muffled and distant. In that space, in that moment, it really felt as though there was no one except you and Cove. Cove sobbed, reassuring. Finally, he was able to continue his thought. No matter what, you can count on me whenever you need something, or even if you just want it. We're becoming more independent, but you're never actually alone in this world. Thank you. You considered the thought of living with Cove in his tiny apartment in the pretzel plant, or just in general. I'd be fine with living you, even if that could ever work out.
Really?
I like it too. Cove beamed. You felt much better than you did 5 minutes ago. He was your ray of sunshine. Cove turned red, but your eyes, man, he was happy, even though his blush took over his face. Guess we should be able to head back without carrying all that weight of all this. That's more important after all. He paused with a smirk. You anticipate a joke, or at least an attempt at one. Our hands will finally be free for other things, like eating our meals, so that'll be nice. Thanks, Cove. Yeah, it'll be really nice. That's true. Our hands are free to do other things now. You silently nodded. I didn't know you were much of an optimist. Yeah, it'll be really nice. You're actually pretty hungry at this point. There's certainly something to be said about freeing yourself from the future concerns so that you could get around to living what was your life now. He smiled, pleased at how everything turned out. It'd be awkward going back, though, at this point. With that, you happily stepped into the world again. You make sure to grab your phone and the key on the way out. Cove's stomach grumbled after you locked your mom's car back up. Looks like we're heading back just in time. Yeah. It was a short back walk to the restaurant. It felt like you blinked and suddenly you were taking your place at the table. You felt nervous. You didn't want to explain what happened yet. Liz took in your appearance with grateful expression. To your surprise, she seemed alright with letting your disappearing act go. Thank goodness you're back, Lee. You have to back me up here. A hair elastic is called hair elastic. What? It's a hair tie. Even just coming into the argument, you could tell they were joking around. Neither Liz nor Lee was taking this systematic discussion seriously. It's in hair elastic. Lee's right. They're called hair ties. Thin scrunchy. What about a rubber band? A thin scrunchy? Traitor. Your mom's laughed as you felt your discomfort subside. Mom caught your eye. Are you alright, Lee? Yeah. You nodded. Through the next few minutes, you found yourself drawn... Oops. Yeah. You found yourself drawn into different conversations, each one where everyone checked in on you in their own way. Oh, the warmth of everyone's love comforted you. You decided to tuck this treasuring feeling close to your heart. You wanted to remember it for a long, long time. Night fell soon after everyone finished their meals, and before you knew it, you were standing in the parking lot saying your goodbyes and packing up the cars to go home. After the last of the chores were done, your family spent some more time together. And then you spent some extra time and decided to... Let's check in with It's been a long time since we called Jeremy. Just in case there's like one decision. I kind of want to... Okay, check in with Shiloh. You thought of Shiloh both as a central figure in your early childhood and as the person you come to know since then has brought up his number on your phone. You picked up within a few rings. Hi, Lee. His voice was as peppy as ever. You wondered if everyone who got called such an excitable greeting. Hey, Shiloh.
This is so great.
It's so great to hear from you. I hope you're doing okay. He raised his voice at the end, turning the statement into a question. Yeah. Everything's great. Cool, I'm glad. I really appreciate you keeping in touch like this. You must be so busy now. Oh, before I forget, my mom said hi. She's so sad she wasn't able to see the Shino family herself. Tell her I said hi. You touched that she remembered you. Yeah. You could hear the soft smile in his voice, even if you couldn't see it. She was mostly just happy that I got to have a little reunion with you all, and that it went pretty well in the end. He laughed again, firmly closing the lid on that discussion. Anyway, you and your family in Cove are always welcome to come visit us here. It'll be fun! Shiloh! With everything that was going on, it was highly unlikely that you'd been able to accept that invitation. Shiloh knew that. He was probably just being nice as he preferred to do. But as a thought... We can meet that group of yours! You great imagining Shiloh with his posse of unfriendables. Awesome. Let me know if you're ever in the area. His voice is upbeat, almost being energized by the idea of your openness to it. Well, I shouldn't take up too much of your time. Thanks for reaching out, though. Take care. Shiloh chuckled briefly. Bye. Shiloh, no, come back. You hung up, feeling pleased that you could simply talk to Shiloh like this. It was sweet to hear a little from his mom, too, even if the message was secondhand. There's still time left in the evening, so try calling Jeremy too. I can't call Jeremy. Okay, that's good. It had been a while since you got his number from Shiloh, but you never actually attempted to reach out again so far. You thought this might be a good moment for it. You had absolutely no idea how this conversation would go. The furious boy you'd known was very different to the re-signed teenager you'd spoken to this summer. You bit your lip wondering what side of him you see this time. Your first call ended unanswered, but you least expected that much. Jeremy certainly ignored the unknown number. You redialed, waiting for him to pick up. After another extended dial tone sequence, the sound finally replaced with a slow yawn. Hello? Hey, it's Lee.
You're actually doing this.
Haven't you suffered enough? There's none of the fury which rained down on the past, only bewilderment. You're so dramatic. I just want to see how you're doing. Sigh. Why is this happening? You knew that he knew what led to the call. You didn't have to explain, and he proved shortly after with a real sigh. Whatever. Did Shiloh ever explain his lying self? Yeah. It worked out. Alright then. The conversation came to a halt. Let's ask him a question. Been out any dates lately? Were you up to anything interesting before I called? Not really. I might have been asleep. You're not sure?
Yep.
To your surprise, Jeremy piped up a question for you. Are you that bored? Or do you honestly have some kind of interest in me as a person? I just wanted to talk, bro. I'm just bored. I'm interested in you. I'm just bored. I want to say goodbye. I don't know. Who cares? Who cares?
Sigh.
Then you heard another yawn coming down the line. Well, thanks for talking to me. You expected the call to end there, even had your thumb hovering over the button to call it finish call, but Jimmy's voice stopped you.
Bye.
I think it's weird that we'd actually talk to each other again. It makes no sense, but it's not worth having a problem with. Bye. With that, he hung up. It had gone better than expected, and there was truth in what he said. Who would have thought that you'd ever reconnect like this? Life was full of surprises. You didn't have a problem with it either. The rest of the night felt like it was going by in a blink of an eye, and somehow the time came to retire to your home to sleep. To your room. You pulled your covers up under your chin and settled down for the night, getting warm and cozy. As your head sank into your pillow and closed your eyes, your mind drifted back to everything that had happened that day. You could see it all now behind your eyelids, as the thought as though you were experiencing it all over again. And then the image of Cove popped into your head, and you smiled softly to yourself. You want to sneak out to his room. I would just text him. Taking your phone from your bedside table, you lay on your back and held it above your face. Dude, that's gonna like land on my face. I can't do that at all without it like landing on my face. Typing out a message to Cove. Are you awake? Are you up? He didn't reply, and you let out a defeated sigh as you locked your phone screen and let your arms fall back down. He must have fallen asleep. Suddenly, your phone buzzed in your hand as you scrambled to check the message that had come through. It was Cove. See how it's going on. What are you doing? You watched the little dots on your screen as he typed before his next message popped up on your screen. Just heading to bed. Good night. I don't know. Just in case. Always an extra save. I don't want to bug him though. Good night. Yeah, good night then. You typed out your reply before setting your phone down on the bedside table again and plugging in the charger. Cocooning your blankets around yourself, you snuggled into your bed soon and found yourself drifting off into a deep, restful sleep. The next morning, you woke slowly from a comfortable dream, finding yourself safe and warmed and tucked up in bed. With a small stretch, you opened your eyes to the sun shining in through the window. After waking up a little more and getting ready, you headed downstairs to find your family all gathered around the kitchen area. Good morning. Oh, they're so pretty all together like this. This is so nice. You greeted them all, receiving a chorus of good mornings back in return. You nodded in acknowledgement as you headed into the kitchen to find some breakfast. A knock at the front door caught your attention, and curiosity pulled you to follow several steps behind Mom as she went to answer it. Kyra! Cove was waiting there with both of his parents. It's Kyra! Morning. Hi there. Surprised at that sight, Mom paused for a moment, and then she pulled Kyra into a big hug. Meanwhile, you approached the doorway and flashed a small smile at Cove. Kyra, it's been too long. I know, time flies. Time's been flying. Kyra's gaze slid over to you. She waved. Hey, welcome back. You smiled. You waved. Kyra chuckled at your small wave. I'm glad to be back. Enough of standing around there. Come on in. Mom moved aside to usher the group in and guided them to the living room. Before anyone could get settled in, Mom spoke up. You're all welcome to stay for breakfast. We still have some great spices and stuff from the farmer's market.
Of course.
The farmer's market again, Ma. Yes, we'd be thrilled to host you. There were eager nods from Mr. Holden and Kyra, but Cove looked around the room filled with some familiar faces before speaking up. Maybe instead of staying here, why don't we go to the beach? A scenic picnic, eh? Mr. Holden crossed his arms and contemplated that idea happily. Excited, Kyra clapped her hands together. Oh, we can make a day out of it. Might as well enjoy the ocean while we can. Sounds lovely, Cove. We just want to go to the ocean. He was like, the picnic thing just came out from Mr. Holden. Everyone else put their own agreement with Cove's suggestion. Before long, both families dispersed, getting everything ready. Sandwiches had to be made, water, sunscreen, towels, and more needed to be gathered and packed. Wow. An hour later, both your family and Coves were walking down the old path down to the beach. Down to the old path to the beach. The morning was already turning into a bright... Oh, hey! How you doing? It's a bright and beautiful day. You honestly couldn't ask for better weather for the beach trip. The moment you laid your eyes on the full view of the ocean, you stopped and stood there mesmerized. It didn't matter that you grew up there. The sight always filled you with wonder. Haley? I was thinking about calling Terry and Miranda, seeing if they want to come too. Everyone else is pretty much already here, so would your family mind? That'd be cool. I'll ask them. You're already so excited about the prospect of seeing your old friends today that you immediately darted away in the direction your moms went. Behind you, you could hear the familiar sound of Cove laughing. I have a question. Would it be alright if Terry and Marty came by? I don't see why not. Ma looked to Mom to see what she thought. She nodded in agreement. Mom then shot a glance over at Mr. Holden and Kyra, knowing that they had likely heard everything.
You alright with that?
Cliff, Kyra, what do you two think? Well, more the merrier.
Okay.
Of course, they're welcome with me. Thanks. Delighted, you nodded and turned your heels. Cove was still several feet away talking to Lee and Liz, likely about the same topic. With a beaming smile, you gave him a thumbs up, and the two of them must have also approved. As Cove quickly got his phone out and started making the calls. Wow. As usual, I came up to my As usual, I came to my Geo's house and cracked a joke. Bruh, no! Stop! Come on. At that, you turned your attention to helping with the picnic setup. Unexpectedly, your phone started vibrating. You dug it out, curious to see the caller ID. Feeling your heart jump with excitement, you answered. It was Derek. Derek! Hey, it's been a while. It's Derek. Seriously, what's up? The voice came through was much deeper than it had been when you first met, but it still had the exact same amount of enthusiasm as a kid. Have you been enjoying these crazy summer days? It's been amazing. It's been memorable. Nah, it's amazing. That's awesome. You'll have to catch up with me on that. But what about you? How's your summer been? You're beyond curious to know what Derek had been up to since the last time you spoke. He chuckled, noticing your invested tone. Honestly, I've been slammed with stuff lately. College applications and scholarship inquiries. What else is new? Oh. I wish you nothing but luck. Totally. You both sighed at the thought of everything coming up and soon. What about your family? Are your brothers doing good? My little brothers are little punks, but I guess they're doing alright. You both laughed that way. You both laughed at that. It was easy to imagine the grin on his face. Mom and Dad are fine. That's great, my mom's are too. Turning your attention back to your surroundings, you smiled warmly at your family buzzing around. Towels were laid out and chairs or umbrellas were being set up. Actually, I'm out with my moms right now. Liz and Lee are visiting too. Oh, that's fun, but if that's the deal, I'll let you get back to it. You sure I don't mind? I'm sure. I'm not about to lose your number. Okay, bye. Bye, Lee. Have a heck of a day. Derek is so fun. Hanging up, the conversation left you energized and in good spirits. It was exactly what you needed to make this day even better. Yeah, Cove. You hurried over to your mom's and helped put the rest of the food out. In moments, you noticed Cove at your side. So what'd they say? They're gonna come. Cool, thanks for calling them. No problem.
No problem.
His voice is nice. I'm glad I thought of it. They'll meet us here later today. It shouldn't be long. I can't wait. While the topic of inviting people to join, you realized there was someone else you could call as well. You got Baxter's number earlier that summer. Message him. Everyone else is going to be there and you didn't want him to be left out. You sent him a text hoping to show. After that, you made sure to mention what you'd done. No one seemed to mind. Once the setup was done, everyone got comfortable and dug into the food. You couldn't remember the last time breakfast tasted this good, but you into the gorgeous ocean view and soothing sea breeze. Morning swiftly gave way to afternoon, and a very recognizable face came walking down to the shore. It was Baxter. He came. He pleasantly approached the wave. Baxter! Hello there. I appreciate the invite to the party. Of course, you're welcome with us. We brought I can't say the word. Plenty of towels and food and sunscreen. Yeah, you're one of the neighbors. Kick back and relax with us.
Thank you.
That's so nice. Baxter's gaze moved to you and Cove. He smiled. Lee, Cove, long time no see. It wasn't that long. Hi. You waved from where you leisurely sat and Cove nodded. I'm glad you decided to come. So am I. We meet again. Yes, lucky for me. A few giggles escaped Lee as she watched Baxter. It was then that Baxter noticed a face he didn't immediately recognize from around the neighborhood. He turned up his charm even more for the introduction. Excuse me, I'm Baxter Ward. I'm sorry we haven't met before. Oh, it's Kyra! Well, I'm not typically around from this area. I'm just visiting. I'm Co's mom. Remember that. It's very nice to meet you. Baxter's so cool. After that, Baxter spent some time getting better acquainted with everyone. And Terry and Mario arrived excitedly. The conversation shifted to what you all would do next.
In that case,
Ooh! We could do a few rounds of volleyball. There's plenty of us now. Could I... Miranda, of course. Could I play? Of course. Miranda brightened delighted with the plan. Ma looked around to see if there were any other takers. I don't feel like playing. I'd have to change, but it'd be fun to watch. I could be ref. My eyes won't miss a thing. Yeah, Mr. Horton, we want you to play. Volleyball's a good idea, but there should probably be something happening for those who aren't a fan. Ooh, I have some crafting supplies. You can make jewelry. We could even use some stuff we find around the beach to them.
Really?
I want to make a necklace.
That'd be great.
I'd be interested in trying my hand at that too. I could do that. Nice.
Absolutely.
Impromptu crafting is my kind of party. I'd like to join too, please. I want to stick with Cove, but at the same time, I want to play volleyball because I don't know who's gonna play. The mom seems to be the only one to be playing volleyball. Since the mom is like the only one to be playing volleyball, I want to play with her because I feel bad leaving the mom alone. I really like the moms. You looked at Ma, ready to jump into a competitive mode. She looked thrilled to have you on board. Kyra got up from the towel she was sitting on. She brushed off some sand, her legs, then stretched her arms over her head.
Can do.
Let's go, Kyra! I'm up for a few rounds. Now that the plans are settled, the group temporarily split into two.
Anyway.
Alright, sports stars, you're gonna have to pick partners, and it's game on. Kyra! Maybe Kyra, but at the same time, Mom. Mr. Hoden left the rest of you to deliberate and turned his attention to a drawing to make shift courts. To make shift court on the sand. Well, she walked over to you and hooked her arms around. Oh, we're already getting paired with the mom. I want to be on Lee's team. Alright, it'll be Ma and me. That left Miranda to partner up with Kyra. She nodded firmly. Let's have fun. Kind of wanted the moms to be on a team. Kyra and Ma. When Mr. Hudden finished drawing the court, he went back and fetched the volleyball from various other supplies that you brought here. Sounds like we have our teams all set, right? Yes. Good, now get into your sides. The four of you situated yourself on one side, or the other of the court, with your partner, Mr. Hudden, toss the ball to Ma.
Do you mind?
Since this was all Noelle's idea, I think it's fair she gets to serve first. Thank you, Cliff.
Yeah.
Woo, must show his boss Gully, make them eat sand. You kicked a small heap of sand towards your way on the simple cart, making her laugh. You turned back towards Mom. Let's go. Good luck, Ma. Good luck to you too, but I don't think we're gonna need it. Oh shit. Ma flashed you a playful grin and punched the fist into the palm of the other hand. You were very amused at her show of confidence. With that, Ma got into position and delivered a practice first serve. The game began. In the battle over volleyball, both teams scored points. There wasn't a set amount to reach the end of things, so it went back and forth for as long as everyone wanted to play. And the game went on for quite a while as everyone got into it, especially with cheers and added commentary. Liz and Mr. Holden made the whole game better with their humor and wit. From a distance, the jewelry making group also cheered when they heard shots coming from the court. On top of that, they would hold up each newly made piece in the air, and players would take breather to applaud the creation. It wasn't until all of you were all exhausted from running, spiking, and diving that a truce was called. You enjoyed every moment of it. The afternoon continued to drift by, but the fun was still going strong. Occasionally, someone would head back to the house to use the bathroom, rest away from the sun for a while, or retrieve something that they needed, but they always came back. The beach was never empty, and there was always a new conversation to take part in or another game to join. At one point, Mr. Holden even broke his pack of cards. He roped the whole group into a few rounds of good old go fish. No, don't end. There's one thing that could bring this beach day to an end, and that was for the day itself to end. Before anyone realized it, the sun began to set over the sea. As that happened, you take a break, sitting on a towel with your legs stretched out past it, and the cars are going wild, and your feet buried in the warm sand. Shortly, you looked up to see your moms approaching. They stopped in front of you, and you smiled. Hey there, kiddo.
How are you?
I'm doing really good. How about you? We're wonderful. Oh. They both sat down, squishing you between them. Ma leaned her head against yours, and Mom started rubbing your back smoothly. What's going on? Ayo. Nothing more was said at first, but Ma sighed contentedly. Ma looked at you wistfully. We're both pretty proud of you. Don't do that. Don't do that to moms, bro. You're gonna make me start bawling.
True.
You grew up to be more than we ever would have hoped. It wasn't your attention, but the praise you took you by surprise. You brought up We didn't mean to make you cry. Oh, no, I'm gonna cry. No, this is where I snap. Oh, Ma wrapped an arm around your middle and squeezed you tight in a side hug. Tears started running down your cheeks. Ma lightly brushed over your hair. It's okay. I'm just so happy I got to say They're gonna suck. And then after that, the three of you were sitting and sniffling and teary-eyed. You wiped some of the tears away with the back of your hand. This is pain. This is so pain. We don't know how we got so lucky with you and Liz. Ma reached out in front of your for your mom's hand. She gave it to her and Ma squeezed it.
Of course.
We must have done something right. You stayed there quietly and then watching the sun set with your parents for a while. Until Mr. Holden called out to you. He was still walking in your direction. What were you talking and think? We were talking and think. What? We were talking and think we're gonna take a walk down the shore. Any of you want to come? Automatically, you look to your moms for what they were thinking. My eye. It's Scoopy. Ma glanced from you to Ma and smiled. Sounds good to me.
That's fantastic.
My legs need some stretching. Let's go. Thrilled, Mr. Hoden threw a thumbs up and began heading back the way he came in a light jog. Hey, don't leave us in the dust. Cliff kept going forward but flipped around, walking backwards across the sand so he could face you again.
No worries.
We wouldn't leave without you. Alright, we'll catch up. Ready to go? Uh-huh. Both your moms held a hand around you. Chuckling, you gave them each one so you all struck back to the rest of the group. When Liz was in reach, Ma used her free hand to pull her into it. Liz shook her head, but her mouth quirked into a smirk, and she didn't resist. Together as a family, you followed behind each other hand in hand. Your feet squished into the wet sand as the waves rolled over them. Wow, and then you didn't have a single care in the world as more and more stars began to dot the sky. Oh no! Once the sun had been long out of sight, it was finally time to pack up. No. I don't wanna. The closing of the day and the ever-approaching end of summer seemed to intertwine. It caused a quiet, reflective mood to blanket over the group. On the beach, Terry and Mari took turns compressing Cove into a hug before moving on to do the same to you. You chuckled, so overjoyed that you got to see them today. I'm sorry we have to go already. My parents are here. It's okay. But still, I wish we could help clean this all up. Don't worry about it. Just thanks for coming out today. It was cool having everyone here.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm super glad we came. Hopefully we can do this again sometime. Nodding, you turned your attention toward Terry. She wore a large grin on her face and held a hand out for a low five. You obliged.
See you later.
Obliged. Oh, take care of yourself, buddies. After that, they walked away, waving to you and Cove as they went down to the shore. Cove waved back quietly with a small smile on his face. I'm happy I got to see them. You looked at Cove and he nodded.
Me too.
Taking you by surprise, Terry jumped and twisted around. She kept up with Miranda by walking backwards. She kept the mood of your farewells light by shooting finger guns at you and Cove. Miranda bumped her with a hip and left everyone with a laugh just before they disappeared down the bend. Lee?
Come on.
Hey, Cove, could you come here? What's up? Both your parents are motioning for you. The two of you went to them. Tons of things ended up at the beach over the course of the day, so there was still so much to pack, and the parents needed help. With a nod, you got to it, stuffing various things into bags and bundling them up in towels. Once things were ready to go, everyone filled their arms as much as they could carry. Absolutely no one wanted this to be back and forth. This to be a back and forth kind of task. The walk back home ended up being mostly quiet. Each person seemed to be feeling the effects of the day. A cool breeze carried you across the sand and onto the road. There was a sigh of relief from what felt like the group as a whole when they arrived back to the neighborhood. Baxter carefully placed what he had been carrying on the ground. Thank you so much for helping with that.
Thanks.
No, thank you for allowing me to join today. You all shared with me. Helping to carry back is the least I can do. Ma nodded and the others started collecting their things from his pile. Baxter, meanwhile, stepped over to you and Cove. It was really a pleasure getting to know you both this summer. He tilted his head towards you and smiled warmly. Baxter offered you his hand. Oh. Gave your hand for a high five. It was tough because of how much you were carrying, but you were able to free one of your hands high enough to raise it. Baxter chuckled while you gave him a please, don't leave me hanging look. He gently slapped your hand and your mouth pulled into a large grin. Yeah, I think we did end up as good friends.
Glad to hear it.
I wholeheartedly agree, Lee. I enjoyed this vacation immensely thanks to you. Stop, dude. Cove, I swear, you need to stop. Baxter turned to shake Cove's hand this time. He was a little for a moment, but then Cove eventually shifted what he was carrying and took Baxter's hand. It wasn't long, but it was a solid handshake. Baxter was clearly pleased. I wish we had more time together, but it was still a nice ride while it lasted. Would happily do it all over again. Bye, Baxter. Yeah, bye. Baxter nodded and walked a few steps towards his condo. Then he stopped and waved.
Goodbye.
No, don't leave, Baxter. No. Baxter sauntered away completely and disappeared inside the condo to return his own things. His time with you and your family and friends ending. He paused for a moment, staring at where he went. Because he has to go back. He was only here for the summer. But afterwards, you looked back over at the rest of the group. Lee and Liz were going inside your house. You couldn't spot Kyra or Mr. Holden anywhere, but the door to their houses were wide open. Mom approached you Mom approached you with an amused look on her face. Ayo, chill, Ma. It seems like you're holding up some Holden things. What? Most surprised you glanced down to take a quick inventory of what you were holding. Mama's right. Some of it belonged to the neighbors. Would you mind dropping it off for now? Can do. It's not a problem. Thank you very much. Cove took a few steps towards his house and then stopped waiting for you. Good night, Cove. I'll see you inside, Lee. Night. You caught up to Cove and together you went over to his house. Walking in the front door, you saw Kyra and Mr. Holden busily unpacking already. Things were scattered on the counters they were moving around each other, putting the items away. They both lifted their heads when Cove closed the front door. Hey. It's nice seeing you again already, Lee. Her teasing tone brought a light smile to your face. You have the stuff in your arms a little closer. I ended up with things from the beach. Oh, wow. Oh, thanks for getting that to us. Can you put it here on that coffee table? Mr. Holden pointed at the surface he was referring to, and you immediately left what didn't belong to your family there. Cove put his own things down on the floor at his feet, waddling through everything strewn about to reach his parents. Putting your family stuff on the ground for a moment, you dusted your hands off and straightened up. You need a second of rest and a minute to resituate it all. You went over to where the others were too. Kyra opened her arms wide, wanting to hug you. You accepted! You happily went to her. She held on tightly. Over the years, you were able to form a good rapport with her, and you were grateful for that. You could feel her in her hug how much Kyra had grown to care about you. It brought an affectionate smile to your face. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It was a blast. It's no problem. I had fun too, Kyra. Kyra eventually released you, but patted the tops of your shoulders as a final gesture.
Thank you.
Kyra. Every time I've gotten come by, it's been an absolute joy. Things really couldn't have worked out better. Mr. Holden took a step closer to you. Kyra moved aside to let him say goodbye to you. He grinned. Thanks for always being such a friendly neighbor, and not just right now, but for as long as I've known you. I didn't always make it easy, but you and your family are good people. I really truly appreciate it.
Thanks very much.
Thanks again, Lee, so much. Mr. Holden. After that, Mr. Holden reached over and gave you a soft pat on the top of your head. You're good people too. You smiled softly. Mr. Holden looked away for a moment and sniffed. Oh, when he met your gaze once more, his mouth pulled into a wide, happy grin. It means a lot to me. Mr. Holden was staring at you, but his gaze seemed far away. Maybe he was looking back at who you used to be. The 8-year-old he asked to be his son's new friend.
See you.
Wiley. He smiled softly. No, don't leave! Then Cove took a step forward. He gestured to his pile of things he had carried into the house. Don't worry about all that. I'll put stuff away in a minute. Right, I need to go do the same with my family. I figured. Cove walked to the door and held it open, taking one last check around to make sure you had all your things to bring home. You went into the road. He leaned his body against the... Oh. What? He leaned his body against a door frame, not following you out. Oh. So this is it, huh? Actually, that's not what I mean. His expression twisted and he shook his head a bit, like he was trying to banish the pensive thoughts. Bye. I'll just say bye. Bye, I'll see you soon. Your mouth pulled into a soft smile and you weren't sure who you were trying to reassure more. on has hello. Mesmerized by his blue eyes, you step forward to he met you at least for now. One of his gans. He's stopping himself from coming along with you. As you walked over to your own front door, you stopped. Turning around, you spotted Cove right where you left him. You left quietly to yourself. For a small pause, you both stared at each other from across the street. Ah! You ran back to hug him goodbye. No, that makes it seem like it's forever. No, good night. Night. You shouted across the way to one another. He moved one of his arms in a big wave so you couldn't miss it. Things couldn't be dragged out any longer. After one more shared smile, you opened the door and went inside, shutting it behind you. A few steps in and you saw your family gathered in the living room. They were still busy unpacking and cleaning. You added things you brought to the piles on the kitchen counter. Mom stood up, rubbing her eyes a bit. She yawned loudly, ambushed. How about we finish the rest of the chores tomorrow? Yeah, honestly, it's too late for this. Please and thank you. Ma put her hands on her hips and turned to the room. Ma was not one who liked to leave a mess out, but she sighed.
All right.
I suppose we can make an exception to the usual rule. It's been a really long day. Lee! I forgot Lee was still I forgot Lee was still with us. What the? Liz grinned contentedly. Lee was wasting no time in skipping over to you and hooked you into a side hug. Good night. I hope you have the loveliest of dreams if you know who. Chill out, bruh. Lee ended that sentence with a wink. Her hearty laugh. She let you go. Nah, let's hug her back. You pulled her close into a bear hug. Lee giggled until you released her. I hope you sleep well too. Oh, I totally will. The moment my head hits the pillow, I'll be out. Here's to us, Lee, tonight, tomorrow, forever. Yeah, let's go. Let's go, bro. Hell yeah. Thanks, Lee. I don't know what I would do without you. I know, I'd be lonely. Lee stretched her arms high overhead. She yawned loudly and looked at you with tired eyes. I think that's my cue to head to bed. Bye. I think so too. Have fun sharing the room with Liz. She laughed at that and Lee shuffled off towards the guest bedroom. Before you had a chance to do anything else, you could feel the top of your head being tapped. You spun around to see Liz smirking. Night night. I'm heading to bed too. It's been a long day and I have a lot to prepare for tomorrow. Exhaling, you automatically started fixing the back of your hair. When Liz didn't immediately walk away, you smiled softly at her. Everything okay? Her gaze moved away and you knew she had more to say. You waited patiently for Liz to compose her thoughts. It's been a good summer. Liz, I want to cry. It's been a good summer. It was nice to come back home. You nodded and Liz gave you a teasing nudge as she went by. Amused, you turned and watched her go. Love you, baby. Love you too, bro. Liz stopped walking and stared at you for a moment. She smiled softly. Her face was making you want to cry. No. Literally gonna bawl my eyes out. I will. When Liz was out of sight, Mom started up the next conversation over her shoulder. Aren't you heading up to bed too? I want to relax first. I want to finish cleaning. I want to relax first. Desperately, you needed some time to decompress and clear your mind. You worried if you went off for the bed now, you would end up staring at the ceiling all night. Okay. Ma came over to you, smiling understandingly. She pulled you into a big hug.
Love you.
All right, you do what you need to. I love you. When you're done hugging Mom pulled you into another hug. Their actions basically handing you off to the other. You had laughingly. What is that word? Oh. Bruh. Love you too, bro. Oh, both. They both couldn't resist taking turns hugging you again. Your smile widened. It felt good to be so loved. Good night, kiddo. Sleep tight. Alright, sweetie. Night. After that, your mom's headed towards their bedroom down the hall. You're about to turn the other direction when you heard Mom's voice. Don't let the bed bugs bite. You heard Mom chuckling as you watched them go with a smile. Time had passed, but you weren't entirely sure how much. Sighing, you sat up on the couch. It was a good rest, and all of your tired muscles felt quite relaxed. You got up, planning on going to bed, when something out of the window caught your eye. Your feet brought you right in front of the large window spanning the length of the back wall. You stared out into the hills behind your house. As if on cue, your phone came on, alerting you of a new notification. It was Cove. Wanna hang out on the hill tonight? Let's go! Something inside you told you that this is the right kind of nap to take a trip out there. You sent him back a message very quick. Yeah. The little heart thingies. You went over in front of the door and stepping over the threshold, you gave the living room one last glance over your shoulder. Then you shut the door behind you. Silently, you made your way to the poppy hill. With light steeps in the dark, you walked across the hills behind your house. Up ahead at the very top, silhouette beneath the night, was a familiar figure already waiting there. Smiling, you wondered just how he always got there first. You even had the advantage of living closer. Then again, and maybe it was only in your mind, but somehow Cove was linked with this place. After all these years, it would be so weird to scan the horizon and not find him there. As surreal as the shore was, as the shore without a sea. The distance between you was growing shorter by the second. Hearing the grass and the earth crunching under your feet, Cove turned, a grin spreading over his face as he saw you. You took your place standing behind him on the crest of the poppy hill, looking out over the ocean. Same as you'd done on countless times since he first arrived, when you'd found him on this very same spot.
Leo.
Oh, I forgot my name. He had finally broken the silence, the spell that had you both in place. You looked at him expectantly. There's something I've always kind of wondered about. What? What's up? Hey, yo. Hey, yo. He caught his head, giving you a sidelong glance. What did you think about when we first met? I was just a kid you'd never seen before, bawling his eyes out on the hill next to your house. He chuckled, his eyes drifting towards the sea beyond, before flicking back to you. The way his gaze pulled back to you made it clear that he was genuinely invested in the topic. Luckily for him, you remember what initially struck to you in that moment, as if it would only happened yesterday. Well, I remember noticing the sad look on your face. Cove replicated that frown for you right now, looking grave at your reply.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess that would have been kind of hard to miss. Sighing a bit, you continued to reminisce about the first meeting. I also remember feeling bad about what was happening. I remember that too. He ran a hand through his hair, and you knew his line of questioning wasn't at an end before he spoke again.
I mean,
Do you remember what you thought about me? You know, as a person, was I annoying or mean? You were blunt, bro. I didn't know what the feelings were right away at the time, but I thought you were cute right away. I thought you were special somehow. I was worried because you were just so sad. Thought you were special. Cove brought a hand to his mouth, half hiding his self-conscious smile. His wavy eyebrows were raised in open amazement. Thank you for feeling that way. He scratched his eyes closed, regretting his phrasing. That sounded weird. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm glad. Oh, the music! Cove's hand drifted to the scar on his arm, his finger unconsciously gliding over the mark. It was much less noticeable than it had been when the neon pink cast had first come off, shrunken gradually over the years as his body healed, then drew in comparison to his growing body. Still, his fingers came back to it without thinking. He gave a half smile, not meeting your eyes. I feel bad now. I feel bad now. The thoughts I had were, well, considering what you were thinking, I come across as a lot worse as a kid. You didn't like me? No, it definitely wasn't that. Cove lifted his head up, finally committing to meet your eyes fully once more. I remember you that day. I remember it really well. I don't think I'd ever be able to forget. I don't think I'll be able to forget. I can picture the way you looked back when I first saw you standing right here. I still know the expression of your face when you chose to sit with me in the grass. He chuckled, diversely interrupting his own monologue. You scared me at first. I figured I'd be alone out there until I had to face my dad again. Then suddenly another kid appeared out of nowhere. It was startling, but I got over that fast. You were the strange person in a strange place. You were a strange person in a strange place, but in that moment, you were exactly what I needed. Somebody I could talk to freely about what was happening and how it made me feel. And you listened to me. You stayed with me. He sighed that it bit his lips as he gave a small smile. I was a bit spoiled growing up. A little. A little. You let him continue. He looked off again, seeking clarity for his thoughts in the expanse of the night sky. What I'm trying to say is, when I was younger, I viewed myself basically as the center of the universe. I didn't even imagine it wasn't like that. Things didn't simply happen. That'd be weird, according to my little kid brain. It made far more sense that everything in my life had a specific connection to me, somehow, right? He sought affirmation in you, wavy brows raised as he tried to explain his childlike logic. So at the time, you felt almost unreal. Like you weren't just anyone. Some other kid who happened to live in the neighborhood with your own life, whole life that wasn't connected to Cove Holden. Not to me. No, to me, you were there so you could find me when I was lost. Though it turns out you were there for that. You're trying to find me because something had sent you specifically to do that. I just didn't expect it to be my dad. I guess he knew more about what I needed than I thought. He chuckled, shaking his head as he shook off the thought. I kind of expected it all to vanish like a dream when that night was over. I could wake up and everything would be the same again. I'd be back in my bed at home, my real home, with both my parents. The future was something I couldn't picture anymore. I didn't know what school would be like when I went back, or the table when I'd eat breakfast the next morning, or anything. And if I could imagine it, how could I think, and if I couldn't imagine it, how could I think it was something actually happening? I couldn't grasp my new reality. It was too big for me all to hold all at once. So I never thought I'd see you again. Then Cove beamed at you, his eyes shining brightly. And I never ever would have been able to guess that 10 years later, when I was a grown-up, the two of us would still be together. Guess that makes it. Chill with that. Mere words couldn't. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Mere words couldn't capacitate the joy you felt. You smiled. Cove returned it fully, sharing your delight. But the smile faded from his face as his eyebrows drew together. That was the worst day of my life. At that time, the day my family broke apart, it was too heavy for me to even think about. I felt that way for I don't know how long. He held a hand over his heart, connecting the pain he felt as a child, then looked over to you earnestly.
It's okay.
Oh, but that was never really true. Things have only gotten better with me, and with my dad and mom, it was the change that we all needed. His eyes grow and Misty's gonna cry. So when I remember that time now, it's not the point that my life was over. What? I'm gonna cry. It was the moment that I'm screaming. I was gonna be with. When I was crying to a stranger over when I was crying to a stranger over what I thought I lost, I didn't have an idea that she would be the one thing in the world that I actually wouldn't be able to live without. No, bro, I don't know. Nah, I never want to lose you. That's heavy shit. You won't. I would hug him, bro. You reached out to wrap your arms around Cove. He opened his arms and clasped you to his chest. Cove sighed contently. His voice was delicate as the petals on the poppies that crowd this hill. Haley, I'm so grateful you were there, even when I wanted to run away. You didn't even know what to say back to that. His heartfelt appreciation left you speechless. He tilted his head up, thoughts lost in this various cloud above. I wonder how late it is. I guess it doesn't really matter anymore. My dad is fine with me being out or whatever. You could use your phone to check the time. You could set time. I don't know. Quietly nodded. Mr. Hodon was content giving Cove all the freedom he could. Are you gonna lay in the grass now? Ow, how do you know? Lucky guess, Cove. With a chuckle, Cove plopped down on the ground and laid his back, his usual way of spending time there. Bop this right there.
I don't know. You sat down. You also laid on your back. No, I laid on my back. You took your own spot next to him in the grass, brushing the blades of grass aside a bit with your hand. You're close enough that Cove could reach over and hook an arm. He smiled at him. Did he do that though? Oh, we fell asleep on the hill? Oh no! The both of you fully settled in to relax on the hill. It felt like just the beginning of one of your nightly outings, but then you realized the sun was peeking over the horizon. Cove spoke up with a disbelieving tone.
Huh.
It was really late. Your neighbor wasn't a stranger to being awake at dawn. However, not like this. He wasn't normally an early sleeper, early riser. This unexpected sunrise particularly awed him. The two of you watched on silently as the sun began to light the world. Cove then propped himself up on the back of his arms and looked at you with a soft expression on his face. Can I go back home? I could carry you if you two. I'd rather stay longer. Thanks. You couldn't resist a yawn, but you were serious. It couldn't be time to go already. Cove chuckled. Okay, but it's been a long day. We've done a lot of things, like really a lot. It has to end sometime. No, does it really have to end? Since when were you okay with things ending? No, does it really? Yeah, I don't think there's anything either of us can do about that one. But we can stay if you want to. Cove smiled brightly at you, as warm as the nearest sunrise on his hand. In that moment, you couldn't have appreciated him being there more. You earnestly asked him to marry you? What the? Save it! You asked him to marry you? What the? Hey, yo! I guess we lean situated to be more comfortable. Good morning. Good morning. He gave you a bent smile and went for the opposite sentiment.
Good night.
Oh my god. So is it like morning? We fell asleep on this. Really? The two of you remained together on the familiar poppy hill where you first met until the world began to fade and blur. You're falling asleep. A few more gentle words drifted into your consciousness.
See you tomorrow.
Your eyelids dipped, but you felt good. You were safe and relaxed. Everything that had come before this had reassured you of that. You're confident that when you open them again, things would be okay. You opened your eyes. Instead of the walls of your room, you were surrounded by an open sky. It's not soft pillows and sheets underneath you, but the bed of earth and grass you had taken last night. The day welcomed you shining with a shining sun and fresh breeze and the chirping songs of birds. You cupped your face with your hands as you sat up, feeling the imprint of the grass, of the blades of grass leaving lines on your cheeks.
Leo.
Hearing your name, you lowered your hands and looked around. There he was, your most influential neighbor, Cove Holden. I'm going insane. I'm going insane. What a dun dun. What a dun 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 dun. Oh, I can't. This is upsetting. I want to save it so bad. He had made himself very comfortable, laying on his stomach with jewelry, laying on his stomach with jewelry and shoes taken off, and his flower in hand, Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Cove laughed, tickled with the overall situation, and simply being able to spend time like this. Told you I'd see you tomorrow. All right, exact same day. It's the exact same day. It's the exact same day. We were up until dawn. It's me a new day, not just because we went to sleep later than normal. Then we disagree, because to me, it's not really the next day until I've been to bed and woken up. But fine. I'll just have to make sure I see you tomorrow again. Probably the day after that, too. That way, there's no argument. Cove turned his head up to the sky, his expression content. Looks like it's gonna be a nice day today. It looks like it's been a nice day. We'll have to come up with something to do to make the most of it. He trailed off, blinking slowly in the sunlight. Someday when we're even older than we are now, I wonder what we'll end up remembering this moment for. What will we feel? What will we feel when we look back on it? Will it be the same as what? You can make me cry. It's what we're feeling right now.
It's nice.
I can't see what the future's gonna look like again, but I think that's all right. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to finding it out. Cove turned back to you, nodding in full agreement. He eyed the hills sprawling out before you and looked down where the wild ale and nature gave way to civilization. Your home and coves lay down at the bottom, neatly filled among the other houses in the neighborhood. Haley, I bet I can beat you in getting back to the road. You laughed, amused by the wager that reminded you of so many moments in your youth. As much as I like it here, it's okay if we leave now. We can always come back to see the poppies and the fireflies again, right? Go bet your eyes, waiting for what you were gonna say in response. You're right, I like that. It's gonna be another nice day. You're amazing. We better see the check it out. You're right, I like that. Maybe I might be able to manage that. Alright, okay. Cove blinked slowly, his eyes still locked on you, but you didn't need to see his face to know you. If there had been any room for doubt, the other ice bug would have filled up. You're really a prisma. Cove beamed at you. His expression was so unlike the one he'd worn when you first found him here. It swaddled in sadness and uncertainty. Yet you couldn't help but glimpse at the boy once more underneath his bright expression than mature features.
Come on.
I'm gonna cry, bro. How'd we end up here? Oh wait, it's the same hill. I'm so dumb. It seemed like a different one. He offers you a hand. You accepted it, your palms fitting around his. Cove lifted himself up, pulling you along too. Our parents probably aren't gonna come running for us this time. We probably gotta make our own call, and I'd say we can't hide away forever. Poppy Hill is just one part of things. There's more out here for us this time than this place alone. Let's enjoy it. You couldn't say whether you were the one that broke into run. If Cove had been the one to start it, or your feet had simultaneously made that choice for you both. The end result was the same, with the two of you dashing down the hill like children, both nostalgic that could only come as an adult. As the wind whipped past you, you knew that family and friends were waiting at the end of your sprint. There are more memories to make after all. Life takes another step forward. I got an achievement! No! I'm not trying to cry right now. Shut up, shut up. I'm not crying. Shut up. I'm gonna bite this straw to shit. That shit. It was so good. This game is so good. I love this game. Oh, I like how they add Chino as the name at the end. Who's Baxter? James Morningstar. James Morningstar, you did good. Where's... Okay, wait, it's Cove. Did they already pass Cove? Maybe they did. That shit hurted. Oh, look, Lee. That's where... I don't know if they'll ever add a name, though. That name. Supporters. This is good. This is good. Nikki? Nikki. Like, end stars. I'm sorry. I'm kind of... I'm sorry. I don't want to skip it. I want to leave it. Ow, my back. This is good. This is so good. Oh, it's like 12 in the morning right now. I guess I'm done with our life for now, right? For now. I'll definitely play part 4 when it comes out, though. Well, step 4, my bad. I know they're doing that, right? Yeah. But I guess this is like considered the end, right? Because it's the end of the game. For now. This should be hurting. This hurts. This hurts so bad. I'm in pain. This hurts so much. I'm not gonna touch the screen because it might it might like exit me out. There's a lot of supporters though. I'm proud. That's good. This shit be so good. And I know they're doing like I can, if not, I'm pretty sure they're doing more for like other characters, right? I heard Dexter's getting a root, and I think Baxter is too. I have no clue. Man, it's just so good, bro. Kermit the Frog. I'm trying to look engine. Ow, my arm. Thanks for playing. Thanks for having me. No, step 4 coming 2021. Epilogue. It's the epilogue. No. Wait. Oh wait, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh shoot, I quit the game. Oh no. Well, thank you for joining nonetheless. This was fun. This was so much fun. I love this game. I love this game. I'm definitely gonna play part 4 when it comes out. I can't. That made me tear up sometimes. I don't know. I feel like if I was playing it on my own, I would have definitely cried by now. Like, I would have cried and bubbled my eyes out. But I don't want to cry on stream anymore, so I've been forcing myself to hold it back. But thank you for coming. I'm gonna go play some more live probably, and like, I don't know, cry, bawl my eyes out. I don't know. I need to make Goodbye. Have a good night. Goodbye. Drink some water. I don't know.